know exactly where you're going.
Anthony, shut the up.
It's the one.
Jordan, look.
Like my buddy Snyder's gonna be like, "What was the 3 minutes you just bleeped out?"
So hear me out. We keep it all.
Oh Jesus Christ!
The only people that would be in trouble are these two.
Bleep, bleepity, bleep, bleep.
I loaded everything I owned into my Mustang because I was one of those guys.
Oh my God!
I never knew this.
Wait.
I bought
thing that was on the old.
Was it 46 APR?
No. Okay, I did not buy it. I did not buy it right outside of base. I came back to New York and bought it. Okay.
Was it new or used?
It was used. It was
Okay.
definitely used. I couldn't afford fucking. It was an old PFC, bro. Go buy our merch. Go to the Zulu24.square.site, buy some merch. Also, I found a little hiccup and I can't seem to resolve it. So when you go and you buy merch, when you look at it, it says out of stock. Everything says out of stock until you put in your size.
Oh.
So everything's there. You got to put in your size. Head on over Zulu24.square.site. Pick up your Zulu24 merch. We're always kind of updating it. All the designs on there. There are a lot of cool stuff. There was another one with like the Revolutionary War that was pretty good too. Like George Washington was talking shit.
I'm actually kind of excited for that Ken Burns Revolutionary War documentary is finally having put out or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I'm wondering now that like PBS is like hoping that it still comes to fruition because he's like really like I forget if he's like close to done or whatever, but he's been working on it for fucking, he works on it for
Better be fucking good.
Yeah. Well, he does. He works on it a lot. He explained on Rogan what his process is, and PBS is the only one that allows him to do those in-depth articles. Like literally, it's funny like watching all his stuff. Like, I mean, obviously the Civil War one is like you gotta be ready for that, but it's so in depth that it's like.
I dig
once you start watching it, you're like, oh wow, you almost don't want to watch it any other way because then you're like, oh wow, you really get to. I always found it really interesting how like people say horrible things to each other nowadays, and then if you just look back like what they were saying to each other in a letter. Obviously, to us, we're like...
It was way more formal.
It was way more formal, and the things were like... Obviously, they weren't like calling people like slurs or anything like that, but they were literally calling like they have like small wieners and like all your manhood and all this other stuff that was like enough to like literally warrant where, sir, your November 26th is the documentary.
November 16th.
November 16th. Oh,
yeah. November 16th is mini-series about the American Revolution comes out on PBS.
Yeah. So like, but like they would say horrible things. And this is like the time of like, sir, you dishonored me. We're going to go out on the lawn and I'm going to shoot you in the face. We can't do that now because honestly, the guns are just too accurate.
Yeah.
But imagine like if you had guns that were like.
No, but there's still some states like Texas where mutual combat is allowed.
Yeah. Isn't Portland is like that. And I remember,
have no idea about Portland.
No, it was Texas, legitimately Portland. I remember when like the 2020 stuff went on, like there was like mutual combat all the time.
How often do people actually engage in mutual combat in Texas?
So my question, so I think what
I've heard stories about.
We gotta have a death toll on this.
I think what happens is what
because like a Florida man will eat that shit up, but it's legal in Texas. Mm-hmm. You think like Florida man travels to Texas when they have beef with somebody so they can engage in mutual combat?
There's a whole thing. You have to agree.
Probably not, because Florida man's just gonna break the law and do it in Florida anyway because they're Florida man.
Well, there's a big misnomer with the
and then when they're done,
duels extremely rarely ended up with two guys shooting at each other. Most of the time, they shot straight up in the air. Oh, just to like preserve. Like,
I did hear that.
Like in the bar when you're shit faced, you're like, you stepped on my foot. I challenge you. And then the next morning when you sober up, you're like, oh fuck. You're like, hey dude, like. You just stepped on my shoe. I'm not that mad. They're like, yeah, but if we don't do it, we're going to look like bitches to the rest of the town. They're like, all right. And then
they didn't just do it right then and there?
No, fuck no.
It was like
a process. It was like a
you
second.
and me in front of the old fort. And
Yeah,
Well,
like,
I would assume you'd
one
have
in the
to have-
crow's car.
there has to be witnesses and all sorts of shit.
I would assume so, because otherwise it's considered murder. It'd be like, you're agreeing to this and I'm agreeing to that.
There are people that
Yeah.
absolutely shot the fuck out of each
Oh,
other,
yeah.
like Aaron Burr and like
Andrew
like
Jackson.
Andrew Jackson.
I,
like,
bet you, I guarantee you a few of them were like, yes, we're going to shoot in the air. And the other one just shot the guy. Like, oh, yeah. But I can imagine. So
he
I
waited for you to shoot in the air, and then he's like, takes 4 steps closer. Like, whoa!
I remember there was a police report that circled around, like when I saw one of these like mutual comments in Portland or Seattle. It's like one of those, because they have like weird laws that are still on the books from like, like
Oh, yeah,
the
every
gold,
state's got weird laws
gold
like that.
rush time era. Like, obviously there was no gold rush there, but like that era of like old
There's
cowboy
still a
type
town
thing.
around here where technically on the books it's illegal to walk around on Sundays with shoes that don't match your pants.
Hell yeah!
Interesting.
Yeah, like just look up weird laws for states, and it'll show you like individual like municipalities
Gen Z's fucked.
that
Yeah.
have weird fucking laws.
But yeah, I remember seeing a police report that
Oh,
would
wait,
be
the law is it's illegal to wear shoes that don't match your.
Your pants on Sunday.
You're gonna have to bleep the fuck out of
Yeah,
this.
I know exactly where you're going. I know.
one law.
Also, we are running weekly sales on the Zoo Outdoor website, but you have to follow us on Instagram to get the discount code. So follow us on Instagram.
yo.
Because they got.
I immediately thought of it as
You
soon
know
as
that
said
they're
it.
leaving the house. They're fucking.
Oh my god.
Come on, like that was so low. That was so low hanging, dude. I can't even be mad at him for it because I thought of it too. God damn it! Am I?
But with the
Is
no,
it?
but seriously, the I remember the police report, and basically the two guys fought. It was like a bar fight, and then basically so these guys wouldn't like go to jail or whatever.
Yeah.
The police just basically said, look, there's a law in the books that you both can do like mutual combat. You just both basically just walk away. You both agreed to it beforehand, and we just like showed up at the end, and it was like, okay,
Yeah.
and then they basically did that. It was like one of those like retroactively like, all right, get the fuck out of here kind of thing.
I think when it comes to fisticuffs, I think nationally in every state should allow some form of mutual combat. Weapons get involved, it gets messy. But
Oh, of course.
like
I mean,
like fisticuffs, and yes, people die from fisticuffs. and all that shit.
fisticuffs.
But I feel like there should always be a threat of violence behind every word you speak. You know what I mean? Like I can't just walk up to somebody and just be like, "Yo, your face looks like a penis," and their hands are tied.
You're
You know what I
absolutely
Yeah,
mean?
but
Like,
you just do it on the internet.
exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
that's the problem now is that there is no. And I tell
Fuck that Antec guy. He's like, I'm gonna delete my comment 10 minutes later so nobody else can read it, so we can't talk about it on the next podcast.
Or some guy says, "Hey, remember Rich? He used to fucking eat HPA beanies embedded in people or something. What the hell? Who are you?
is it Jonathan Dozier?
No, it's some random dude.
Some random dude. I don't know who it is. I don't know who this person is. I don't remember
He
doing
He said that
Was
you're
it-
planting HPA BBs into people.
No. That I would play with the gun
Polar Star.
at Polar Star and I would embed BBs into people.
So real quick, just to circle back, I looked up those laws.
Yeah.
It's actually caramel.
Really?
Yeah. There's two. There's the no shoes.
Carmel,
or,
New York.
Yeah, shoes and shoes and pants must match on Sundays, and it is also
Define match.
a man cannot go outside while wearing a jacket and pants that do not match. These laws are still on the books.
Got to look right.
What's the population statistics looking like in Carmel, New York?
These are laws from like the 1800s.
What's the
They're not
demographics looking
enforced.
like?
I just want to, dude. I just want to sit in on like the board meeting where somebody's like, "I got something to say. I'm sick and tired of Sunday morning getting up, and I got these out here with not matching pants.
Dude,
Let's get that on the books."
There's some more
I
ridiculous.
saw a man with a cow on the courthouse steps last Thursday. Let's make it
so many-
illegal.
Is that like the original HOA?
Yes.
Like-
yeah. That's an HOA law.
Definitely making these wacky laws because there's so many.
Whose wife fucking nagged him
Dude, there's some weird ones. So,
to
like,
write that law?
In Babylon, New York, which is on Long Island,
Yeah,
it is
I know.
illegal to practice archery.
Somebody got shot.
Yeah. It doesn't say which town this is from.
Wait, just practice archery?
Just practice.
What if you've already practiced and you're a pro?
Yeah.
I'm not practicing.
Yeah.
It
I
doesn't
meant to shoot
have
him.
what town this is, but
This is
one town
true.
in New York also has it is illegal to walk around with an ice cream cone in your back pocket on Sundays.
Again, A, somebody put an ice cream cone in their back pocket. B, somebody was so fucking mad about it.
The
that they went-
legislator,
they were
the
just like,
legislator that wrote that,
no!
he was
New
like,
York City.
"Damn it, son! If you put that ice cream in the back of your fucking pocket
there
again."
Must be, okay, all right.
He,
Obviously,
he had to
these
tell his
rules
kid, like,
are
"Look, it's
dumb.
illegal for you to do that." The kid's like, "No, it's not." He's like, "Oh, you want to fucking
Oh,
bet?"
yeah?
He's like, he goes to work, writes that law.
I'm curious.
Look at this little Timmy, you little shit.
Donkeys are not allowed to sleep in bathtubs in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, I've
and
heard
in
that
all
one.
of New York City, it is illegal to eat peanuts and walk backwards on the sidewalk.
Wait, jackasses can't sleep in bathtubs.
Yeah. Sorry, bud. You can't sleep in the tub.
I'm
Can't park your donkey there,
I'm
sir.
wondering.
The city is full of jackasses that probably fall
On
asleep in
Staten
the bathtub.
Island, you may only
Can't
water
arrest
your
all of them.
lawn if the hose is in your hand.
You mean what?
In Staten Island, you may only water the lawn if the hose is in your hand.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to what?
A sprinkler?
A sprinkler system, one of those like.
Can you hold the sprinkler in your hand?
If it's a
Technically.
hose. What if the hose goes all the way into your living room?
And you're sitting on your couch holding the end of the hose, and the other end is attached to the sprinkler.
I mean, you know what? That actually
That's just a loophole.
You know
Get
what?
wrecked.
Now I'm realizing, why do a lot of Italian people in the city literally have no lawns? They just have sidewalks.
Yeah.
So maybe they just want low maintenance and they don't have to water their grass. They
In
just
Buffalo,
but they're always watering their sidewalks and watering their driveways. So
That's
a very,
They
like-
probably think it'll make it grow.
There is still a law in the books that says in Buffalo, while in an elevator, one must not talk to anyone and fold his hands while looking towards the door.
That's some Japanese shit right there.
yeah.
You better shut the fuck up and you better not fart. And if you do, you immediately look at one person and be like, ew.
You commit seppuku.
Legitimately, why are these on the book? And I can tell you, I think there's a reason why, right? Obviously, they're silly, right? But I think what it is like the council members, the people that you elect, right? They got to show that they're voting on things, right?
Yeah.
And there's not always pressing issues, right? Maybe there is, but literally they're never going to get it voted, right? So they can say, oh, I voted on 36 resolutions.
Yeah.
But then if you look at the resolutions, it's literally ice cream in the back pocket.
Well, there's one here that says a fine of $25 can be levied for flirting.
Interesting.
What is this, Google?
No, I'm reading like
Can't make eye contact more than 15 seconds without getting
Or there
called
was like,
into HR.
or there were 12 people that in the town when it was established, and there was just one asshole just doing random shit. And they were like, god damn it.
Well, you know how like Al Capone, like they didn't actually initially catch him on the thing they were trying to arrest him
course.
for that
Yeah.
they all knew he was
Yeah,
doing,
yeah,
but
yeah,
they didn't
yeah.
have the evidence to lock him up.
Yeah.
They caught him on like fucking tax fraud.
Tax evasion,
So
yeah.
there may have been some fucking gremlins in the town, and they're just like, all right, you know what? One thing this guy always does is he puts his ice cream in his back pocket.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's
Get
that's
rid of
actually-
this motherfucker.
You know, that's
So
very-
now the officer can detain him, bring him for questioning, and just like that, he has a underground sex trafficking ring, and now
Yeah,
he's in
that's-
jail.
Dude, there's a town.
Maybe these laws are good. Maybe we put down some bad people.
That's actually interesting.
There was a town out west, I believe, and in this, I want to say it was in the 50s, in the 40s or the 50s. I wish I remember the name of the town or the name of the guy, and it fucking escapes me, and it's gonna make the story worse. But anyway, this guy was like the town bully. Like he would fuck people up and just like steal shit from. Like he was an asshole, like brazen asshole, right? And then one day, the townspeople were like, "That's it. Like we've had enough." And then the police station gets a call, and they're like, "Hey, there's a truck right on Main Street, and the door's open, and we think there's a guy in it, but he's like, I don't know." And the cops get there, and the guy's dead as fuck. And on Main Street in this town, no witnesses, and everybody's like, "Oh, I don't know what happened to him. Oh, what a tragedy." And the cops are like, "All right."
So like
the town.
Did everybody beat him up?
Yeah,
Oh
they
my
killed
God.
him. They killed him.
So I got two for you. One adds context to the ice cream cone thing.
Fuck, what was it?
If you thought your pocket was a perfect place to hold your ice cream cone, don't. Think again. In the
Think
calendar
again.
year on Sundays, according to legend, the law came about from a way to prevent horse thieves from luring horses over to them. Believe it or not, this law is in several other states.
So they
Wow.
put ice cream cones in their back pockets
So the
and walk
horse-
away. So the horse.
Oh, so it's not actually.
I'm picturing the ice cream in the cone,
Yeah.
like just melting and
So
dripping.
That's what I was thinking too. This one, though, this is another law illegal in New York. It is illegal to release more than 25 balloons filled with helium at once. This one's pretty self-explanatory. As it goes up, must come down, and releasing balloons can be detrimental to wildlife. However, in 1986, Cleveland's infamous Balloon Festival
Oh yes.
released 1.5 million balloons, which led to 2 deaths, injured horses, and countless car accidents.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What the fuck?
How did people die? I
I
like
wanna
to
know.
How?
Yeah.
Why aren't they using helium balloons in Ukraine?
I don't know.
Maybe that's the new drone technique.
Right?
Kenneth Rex McElroy. Sorry. This was in 1981.
Oh my god, that's pretty recent then.
So he was an American criminal convicted of attempted murder who resided in Skidmore, Missouri. He's known as a town bully. His unresolved killing became the focus of national attention over the course of his life. So basically this is the guy. The whole town. Oh, they shot him.
Oh, all right. So they
No witnesses, dude. Right in fucking Main Street.
no Russian.
Yo, he looks like a fucking, look at him.
He's a bully.
Oh yeah, that guy's a bully.
So what was he doing to them? Was he like beating them up?
He was like extorting them.
He's probably terrorizing him. Like,
Well, he also, I think he killed somebody in the town as station.
Oh, yeah.
Statutory arsenal, animal cruelty, hog and cattle rustling, and burglary.
Burn them on tires.
Yeah. So the town was just like, yeah, we're about done with this, and they shot him in broad daylight on Main Street. And then the
Jesus.
cops got there and they were like, oh, we don't know what happened. That was weird.
we have no idea.
His chest just exploded with gunshots. I don't even know where
His
it
dick
came
was
from.
cut off. I don't know what that's
it's,
about.
It's in his mouth now. Why is that like that? That you should clean that up. That's gross.
Knowing our player base, somebody's going to walk around with an ice cream cone in their back pocket now.
Do it. I'll arrest you for horse thievery.
See, that's what's wrong with today's society, right?
They hear us talking about it. And they're
No,
like, "We
no.
must be."
Name a single neighborhood that can just band together and not fucking snitch on each other. If you got to put down a fucking chomo,
Yeah, dude, like
you know, like
hundreds of people came together.
they
Yeah.
came together, didn't say shit. I bet the cops were in on it too. They were
Probably
like, "What's going on here?"
As he's dumping shells out of his fucking revolver.
Yeah.
Like,
He has his notepad out. He's just like,
you know what? It's 1981, so it's maybe not going to be a semi-auto. It's either going to be a World War II winner, or like the 1911, or it's going to be
A revolver.
like some, yeah.
or just 30-06 to the
you know
chest.
you know what's really interesting? Like all those murders you always hear about, you're like, oh man, would they get killed by a fucking Glock or this or that? And then you like find out it's always like a 22 revolver.
Yeah.
That's Chicago.
Or something,
Yeah,
or something like ridiculous. So it's like, I'd like to see the statistics on how many people are killed with certain caliber weapons, and I would not be surprised if
22.
22 is like pretty high up there.
cheap.
So anybody that says that it's not lethal is sadly, but then also like,
22's deadly.
well, yeah, but I guess like, there's always been like, oh man,
But bro, you're not gonna have the same terminal ballistics at like 700 yards, bro. You're gonna have to step up your caliber, bro. Okay, you're not gonna kill a real man with a 22, bro.
how about the thing where it's like if a 50 cal goes near you, you get ripped in flesh and like all that.
That's been debunked so many times. More recently with what are they called? Slow-mo guys?
Yeah.
Slow-mo something? They shot 50 cals like almost touching.
Mythbusters did even before that with
Yeah.
glass and like all kinds of
It's all
different things.
bullshit. Now,
I'm actually curious, what size does that become? an
30
issue?
millimeter.
Probably 30 millimeter.
I know that for a fact.
Oh,
There's a fella I know that's missing a tricep.
really?
Yeah.
So 30 millimeter, like from like
Wait, what is a A10 shoot?
30 millimeter?
It's
30?
20 or 30.
No, I think it's 30 millimeter.
Let's
The
look it
A10
up.
is 30 millimeter.
810. Yeah, it's 30.
Yeah.
See, now the thing is, I'm curious if there's that 30 millimeter, and then there's I'm curious if there's like, those landing craft that have the 30 millimeter. Is that the same 30 millimeter?
Knowing the
shell?
military, probably.
I would assume,
there
assume
could be
so.
different ammo types.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm
yeah.
curious. So because that's obviously classified as canon. It's kind of cool. I always
mean,
thought that was. I always thought
30
that was
millimeters
interesting.
is fine. The big ones hurt.
Anything 15, everything 15. What is it? It's 15 millimeter and up is considered cannon.
You know what really grinds my gears is land artillery versus naval artillery. So land artillery is measured in inch. Naval artillery is measured in
No, I thought it was the other way
I
around.
thought it was
or maybe it's the other way around.
Yeah,
I
the other way
thought
So
around.
naval gun is inch, but then the
Yeah, 'cause you
Millimeter.
always hear like
Land gun is
5-inch
like
guns on
yeah.
a battleship.
Yeah. I mean, think about like the largest battleship in history. The Yamato was the Japanese, and they didn't know
the
about
Coral Reef?
how big the cannons were. They were 18 inch. They were 18 inches. They were literally could fire a projectile over 3,000 pounds, 25 nautical miles, if not further, at insane speeds. I can't even imagine. That's your car flying. It's like insane. It's like crazy.
So, have you ever done like a battleship tour?
I've done the Enterprise. I've done a battleship. I believe I have. Yes.
So I did we all did actually.
Yeah, we did the USS North Carolina.
North Carolina, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you
Did
get
an
down,
intro.
when you get down into the magazine, dude, those shells are like
Oh yeah, they're big. They're huge.
and
They're
I
huge.
probably still have photos of that.
like if they fell over,
Yeah.
no amount of men could
Yeah.
pick them up.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, how the fuck?
When the rounds are that big, I mean, they're not using a spring to push it.
No, there was a
It's a-
mechanized.
There's
There has
powder
to be.
bags. So there's like powder bags, right? So you got the projectile itself, the bullet, the massive Volkswagen of a bullet, right?
Spicy Volvos.
Somehow, mechanically, that gets put into
It's
the barrel.
like a chain. If you look at it, it's almost like a chain, like a chain thing, like that like
It's
that's
crazy.
behind it, and then that. If you see like the lifter, it like folds up into the gun. It's
Yeah.
kind of weird. It's
And then-
actually really neat for analog technology on those battleships. How it works, it's like that's kind of cool.
How they aimed and everything. But
Yeah.
so then behind the bullet, there's like these satchels, and that's the powder.
The
So
charge.
it's not charge. It's
Right,
not it's
okay.
not in a case. It's like how far do you want to go? We need 4 charges.
God, it's not it doesn't look like canvas. It's like
Oh, they
that's-
would change how much charge based
based on the
Yeah,
distance.
distance.
Yeah.
And
wild.
we went in the North Carolina. We went into like the I don't know what you call it, like the aiming turret.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
So all the guns are just guns, and then there's this one turret with these. It's like a hammerhead shark, like these crazy like. When you look through it, you get like a reticle, but it's a giant fucking thing. I don't even know how it's a room. It's a room that rotates, and you look through. It's this giant room with all these knobs and things, and then there's like this one little peephole like this, and you look through it, and you can see a bajillion miles, and there's a little reticle in there, and I'm sure they did some math, and
Yeah.
so then they would be like target spotted, this bearing, this
Yeah.
far away, and they could judge distances, and it was all analog.
How do you zero a room into a barrel?
Well, it rotates the whole room. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Like the reticle.
yeah.
They're zeroing the ship
Yeah, they're
to the
huge.
target.
Yeah.
Because remember, they had like 12 guns.
So
They could, like-
room.
Yeah, here.
it's a turret. It's a turret. Oh yeah, that's the rounds. Yeah.
The turret moved with the room.
The turret is the room.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
complete. Okay, so
Right.
here's the gun battery on the ship.
Yeah.
Here's the aiming turret. The turret would move and be like, "Oh shit, there's a target. Hey, gun, this azimuth, this distance," and then the gun turret would like, "Meh," and then he's like, "Okay, 2 charges or whatever the fuck." And they'd be like,
Gotcha.
And ships would want to be on the side so you can fire all of them. So you wouldn't want to be like this. Being what is it? Broadside, you're
broadside.
shooting, but you don't want to be aimed at from that way. So you want to be like that because like a lot of ships they're massive lengthwise, but you know looking at
Widthwise.
that, they're like some of them are like 40 feet, 50. They're not really wide, you know, which kind of wild if you really think about it, like that massive. But imagine I can't even imagine. Because I think my dad was on a destroyer like in Vietnam, and like I think he dealt with, I don't even know if it was a 16-inch
Can we
gun.
get
I
your
think it was
dad on the
something else.
podcast?
What?
Can we get your dad on?
There's like literally he has nothing very, very interesting. Like his time, he basically like he would say like he wouldn't even like me mentioning it is like
I call bullshit. Everybody says that about their dad.
Especially
And then-
Vietnam
no,
vets.
like
Yeah.
no,
And
legitimate.
then you
no,
see John
legit-
Stryker Meyer on the Sean Ryan podcast.
No,
and
it's
you're like,
nothing like that. I'm telling you,
fuck.
he would literally. The
like, Dad, you're cramping my
the one
style.
thing that he said,
Not in
'cause he
front of
was-
my friends, Dad.
He was more in the Pacific, and then like I don't know if he was in. I think he said he was, but like he had to do some security sometimes at for the Brown Water Navy a little bit. Like, and he was in like his dress shit, like, which is kind of funny. But like, he said the scariest thing was one night, and I just found out about this recently, only a couple of weeks ago. My mom goes, you know, that one time where your dad almost died. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then he goes, and it was because he was on the ship. I think they were in the middle of the Pacific, and like literally there was a storm, and he had, because of this type of ship, there wasn't many ways of just moving through the ship. You had to move exterior. I think a lot of ships are like that too, but this was one of those where you really had to move exteriorly to get to certain spots. And he was at night, it was a storm, and he almost went overboard. And literally, just by the luck of he literally grabbed something and was like, "Whoa," and like was able to pull himself up. He's like, there was no way. They would have figured out 5 hours after the fact, and that would have been, and it would have been done. I would have been done.
Oh God.
You know, and I was like, wow. And he's like, yeah, you know, whatever, you know. And then like, I mean, the wildest thing about my dad is when he came back, he just just came back and he just like hung out in California. He was going to live there. And then he just, cause he signed up for the Navy when he was, I think he signed up like 16 or something like that. Like, you know, he like left his house or whatever. And he walked and he hitchhiked across all of America. But then when he got to the George Washington Bridge, he couldn't get anybody to fucking pick him up. And then he had to have his dad, which is like one of the rare cases that like he got, you know, they like, I guess had a not a relationship. I wouldn't say that. That's a little, but you know, kind of thing. And it was just kind of interesting. This is like little parcels that I've gotten from, because he like doesn't talk a lot of stuff, but no combat or anything. Because I asked him, I'm like, really, like this? I didn't know about the whole going overboard. He's like, yeah, that was fucking terrifying, actually. And I was like, and he's like, yeah, that kind of happened, because you know, but the him going across the country was really neat, because you know, obviously, I mean, I don't even know what years this is, but like, yeah, like freaking cool. I was like, wow, that's kind of dope. And like he just went around, you know, and then came back and stuff.
Okay, so we're gonna get Rich's dad on the podcast.
My grandfather was I believe he was a radar operator on a destroyer in World War II. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until after I was in the military, I asked him, because I do, even to this day, I can't remember the name of the ship. I was like, hey, you know, World War II, like everybody saw some shit. And I was like, hey, you know, were you at any like major battles or whatever? And he looked at me like I had a pink dildo growing out of my fucking forehead. And he was like, we were at every major battle in the fucking Pacific. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And he didn't say fucking because he didn't talk like that. But
yeah.
But that's all I could ever get out of him. And unfortunately, he died, you know, before I could really like sit him down and like.
It's kind of interesting. Like all these guys that like have these podcasts or they get on a podcast and they like talk like all this stuff, and then they find out that like they're either shills or they embellished a lot. But it's the guys that are like super quiet that like you find, and it's nothing like like, you know, obviously I think even like combat vets would be like, oh yeah, that's just like one aspect. I like the stories of like the funny stuff or something wild, like, oh man, I almost went over the boat, like that, like stuff like that is kind of like I find more relatable, because obviously, like, you know, obviously you're a combat vet. The combat is like 10% of the whole experience. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's such little that the other stuff is just, you know, just funny stuff. Like I have one friend who's like, yeah, we used to like drive by the entrance of the base and like literally there was, you know, Iraqi children with black bags, and you'd be like, oh, what, like garbage? And they're like, no, it's just filled with weed. Just filled with pot. And you're like, oh my God, like stuff like that. You know, funny things like that, like are
I never saw that.
I like just funny experiences.
You
like
sit down with the
this guy, yeah, because some of them are really funny. Like
hilarious.
Yeah, I like those type of stories. Like, oh man, that's kind of funny, because like I think that's like the experience some guys, even that didn't do the military, like if they have a job or they have a group of guys, funny shit happens. It's like, oh my God, that's hilarious. Remember that time? It's like always that, like, and I think that it's easy to be like so focused on the combat that like, and it seems like to me, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll ruffle some jimmies. It almost sounds like when guys are talking about it, it's like, is that all you did? Like
No,
it just it doesn't even as a high end operator, it seems like it's not even possible to have like that level of tempo. You'd have to be in combat for there's no downtime at all, zero, which is, I mean, maybe like if World War II, but even then they still like had rotated people like at one point, you know what I mean? Like
even in World War II,
Yeah, but when you single-handedly evacuate everybody out of Afghanistan before the pullout, single-handedly, you're like, I'm out, but I went back in just to get them all out.
What?
Tim Kennedy, everybody.
Yeah, I don't want to shit talk that too hard, but it's funny when like our
He
friends
apologized.
like our friends that came back like immediately were like, "Yo, fuck Tim Kennedy, that was
Yeah.
bullshit." Like everyone that because we had a few friends that were there,
Yep.
and they were like,
like actually physically there, obviously.
Yeah,
so
Yeah,
look,
I know these people.
So
there.
look.
Oh.
So during World War II, this is just AI overview. So I had to look it up. So regular Army infantry units in World War II, only about 12% of personnel engaged in combat. This is in
Yeah.
World War II.
Yeah.
However, airborne units, approximately 98%
it's
of
like
personnel.
99.
Yeah.
Look, even
That tracks.
Look, even in the Marine Corps, right? In the Marine Corps, World War II, you think island hopping campaign, like everybody's getting some, right? Marine Corps units, only about 15% of personnel were involved in combat. So
I mean, what's the saying? Like,
it's pretty low.
Army doesn't run without supply or some shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, for every one combat guy, there's got to be like 50 people supporting it, right? We know because all the pogues were like, you couldn't do your job without us. And we're like, fuck.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny because my dad was in the Marines for 4 years and he did supply the entire time.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, honestly, hearing about it from my mom, like, cool gig. They were in Hawaii for 4 years.
That's not, yeah, that's not
not
bad.
bad.
That's not bad.
They were in
That sounds like
Hawaii.
pretty good.
Yeah, they were in
shit.
Hawaii from 79 to 83.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Zulu 24 podcast. As always, I'm joined by Anthony from Antec Airsoft Studios,
we're not-
Jordan from,
We're not keeping any of that?
No, we're keeping that.
we're keeping that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Jordan
for
from
30 minutes.
Zulu Outdoor. And again,
Richie Rich.
old Rich stopped by.
Yep.
I like Rich. He's fun. So I do have, going back to what you're saying, it popped in my head. You know how like these YouTubers now, they all like buy a house and then they all live together because it's like this, they call it
like the
content
create- yeah,
house
the
or whatever.
content
house. Yeah.
Because just being in proximity, like crazy shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's, well, I guess I can't speak for the entire military. That's an infantry unit. A bunch of 20-year-old dudes.
Oh, yeah, it's a
jacked
frat
full-
house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so whenever there's not shit going on,
Yeah.
that's what you have. Just
Yeah.
wild shit happening all the time. But then when shit happens, it's an amazing transition and it's an instant switch that gets turned on, and it's a symphony to see. It's amazing.
I mean, and that really, in the essence of anything, to tell you the truth, anybody that I think a lot of people get that, you know, there's a lot of PTSD and a lot of like, you know, combat vets or even just veterans in general feel like alone after their service because like literally you're kind of getting ripped up from a family, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it kind of sucks like that, like just even bad shit going on to you. If you have others to lean on, the load is not as much. And I think everyone can realize that with any kind of struggle is having people that are with you, you know, you're not carrying the ruck of rocks. Somebody's able to help you. So like that's, I think the biggest like thing is like, you're kind of like sent, oh, all right, that's it. You're done. And
it's just like that too.
Yeah, and it's kind of
remember the day that I EAS'd, right? That's end of active service. It's when you get out, right? I loaded everything I owned into my Mustang because I was one of those guys.
oh my
wait,
God.
wait.
No.
I have a question.
I bought
How
it.
come I never do this?
Wait.
I
Was this
bought
the
it.
thing that was on the old field?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I bought it in New York.
What kind of Mustang?
What was that, like an 02?
Oh, you had
was
the
silver.
Fox, the old
Was it like
Fox
a-
body.
It was black. It was black.
Or black, yeah.
My dad, my
It was
dad-
right before. It was the year right before they changed the body.
Oh, okay. So my dad had a 97 or a 98, and like I know, like the old Fox body, right? The Fox body.
That
might have been.
intro.
Yes.
Get in, loser.
Oh,
We're going on a beer run.
Hold on.
It was a stick. It was a stick.
Yes, my dad was a stick to was it 46 APR?
No. Okay. I did not buy it. I did not buy it right outside of base. I came back to New York and bought it. Okay.
Was it new or used?
It was used. It was
Okay.
definitely used. I couldn't afford fucking, it was an old PFC, bro.
I
So
definitely had that.
anyway, I loaded
There
up
it is.
all of my fucking,
Hold on.
is that the old field?
Yeah, I'm pulling up one of my videos from the old field. You can see Dave's Mustang. It used to live in the middle of CQB.
Yeah.
I'm picturing you in the used car
Wow,
lot.
the old field.
And
I
you're
don't think
looking
I ever-
around and you see
I don't
them.
think I ever played at the old
It's like
field.
you do
Nah,
double
it was
take. You're
down
like,
the road from here.
I
There
know.
it
I
is.
And then you
don't
go,
think I ever played there.
bitchin'.
Oh, let's see this.
Some of the buildings from the old field got moved here.
Yo, comment if you played the old field and remember that Mustang.
Oh
Comment.
yeah.
Yo, the fucking neighbors.
Can I see?
The
I'm
neighbors,
trying to find it. It was in the thumbnail.
Yeah, the neighbors' kids fucking came over with baseball bats and like ruined all the windows and shit. And we tried to press charges, and the kid's father was like the town
There it
fucking
is.
sheriff or some shit.
Oh,
That is
my
fucking
God.
bullshit.
There it is.
Yeah.
There she
It's
is.
the thumbnail to the video.
Old black beauty.
I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of my dad's one because it was because my
Wow,
my
it's
parents had a
very
lot of,
fucked up.
have a lot of
they
Mustangs.
fucked it up.
finally got rid of all the Mustang thing because my mom.
There.
I remember my mom was trying to learn stick. She just can't, and literally went. She was driving in like Jonesby's parking lot with my dad.
Yeah.
And I think it was a 97 or a 98. I can't remember. But she went from first gear to reverse.
Yeah, that'll happen.
And she my dad kept the reverse gear or the first gear, and it literally
It's
was
just
smooth,
Yeah.
but like the few teeth, and kept it in the glove compartment. And it was the funniest thing. I wonder if my dad ever kept that or just kept it for the next individual. Like, because
So-
even I remember driving that and try and doing it, and I was like, yo, this is like, you gotta really go in and be like, it's not like these other ones where it's like, meep, 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 meep.
Yeah.
You literally had to like hit that clutch to the firewall, like it was like. But anyway, so you bought. So
I love that car. So I packed everything up, right?
in this Mustang that you
Yeah.
did not buy at 46
Correct.
APR.
Like, and it was, I think it was paid off actually by that point. But anyway, so I drove home, and then once I got home, I realized very quickly as I'm looking for a job, right, that I'm nothing now. Like
Yeah, that is the
2
sentiment
days
I've heard.
ago, 2 days ago, I was in charge of a squad. Multi-million dollars worth of equipment that I had to keep track of, night vision, people's lives, things like this, the welfare of the people underneath me. And now I'm just a 24-year-old kid with a mentality of a 40-year-old. You know what I mean?
And some cool tattoos.
The questionable tattoos. But so like going to apply for jobs, you're like, what are your skills? And nobody teaches. There's like classes you have to take before you get out because some people join when they're like fucking 17 and they
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
how to write a check.
What are
Like,
your skills? You know how to do with these hands.
Imagine back when you had to
You know
know
what
how to
I
write a check.
do.
I still write checks to this day.
But
I
then
know
you-
I have to write a check today for the rent. So, but there was just this overwhelming. It didn't happen until I got home. It was just this. It was borderline depression because you were like, nobody gives a fuck. I can tell a potential boss or whatever the fuck. Like, yeah, I was responsible for this and that, but those are just words. There's no the only documentation I have for that is like a couple awards, but those are, like they weren't medals, they're just like awards. And then
Yeah.
and then my DD-214, and if they don't know how to like read that and I don't know how to describe that, which I didn't at the time, then I'm just some kid who says he did some shit.
Yeah.
Where's your college degree? Because at least they looked at the college degree and like, okay, because you have the degree, I don't even care what the degree is.
Yeah.
I know that you were able to focus long enough to get this done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Right.
have the paperwork to show it.
Right, exactly, right. And somebody recognized that, so I can take their word that you know how to do shit. And so that is the struggle for a lot of veterans coming back.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is that even all right, after you're doing the job interview and you're about to hang out by yourself, like at the end of the day, dude, you can't call anybody that you know because they're like, well, or you could. I guess you could,
yeah.
but you can't. You're not hanging out with them. You're not going back. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there's no
and it's so like was it recently? I don't remember. Shortly after I got out, the Marine Corps was being accused of like racism and all this shit, and all of us were like, "That's the biggest amount of horse shit we've ever heard." Because, I mean, even to this day, I still get together with guys that I was in
like
with
once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a rainbow, dude.
Yeah.
Like, the old joke is everybody's green.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no such thing as a African American Marine or a Spanish. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like once you're in that tight knit group and once you kind of go through some shit, it doesn't fucking matter, dude. Like none of that shit matters.
I think
Fuck 'em
also
all.
I can attest to that with my job is that we're all garbage man. We're all sanitation workers because we're all the same. What's funny is that and I think people from the outside will see like the jokes. And like, obviously, you're gonna say horrible things about each other, and you're gonna say really racially charged or like but you're doing it out of like it's guys razzing each other.
It's it.
And literally what it is. And from the outside, yes,
Toxic.
topically looks horrible. Like to other individuals would be like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, how would you be able to work like this? But they don't understand that it's like
It's a brotherhood.
it's a brotherhood, and they're like busting balls. And there's a difference between. And to tell you the truth, what's funny is, and I've said this before, if they're not razzing you, they don't really give a shit about you. And then that's a that's a serious problem. That's like if they don't like nobody talks to the person, nobody's like, like saying 2 words to them, there's a problem that could probably easily be corrected because maybe the guy's quiet or whatever, or there's some like where he hasn't like something that's like either easily rectifiable or the person has done a lot of wrong to the group.
Dude, that's most friend groups.
But that's what I'm saying. But
I would argue that that's all male friend groups.
I was gonna say, because we say that all the time around here.
Say
we're not fucking with you. We don't like you.
Yeah, I would say that, but I think in a what I'm saying in a work or organizational capacity, it's easily looked at as toxic, whatever. Because I think this sounds so misogynistic right now.
No, I get it.
But like, I think for women,
like
they would see that and be like, oh my god, I would never make fun of my girlfriends. Like I've had girlfriends or like, why would you make fun of them? Because they don't talk like that. They talk each other up. Because I've never seen women like razz each other. Do they? Maybe secretly, very like in person. But women.
I wish we had a Patreon.
But I'll tell you this much.
We say it all the time. Can we start a Patreon now?
Oh my god.
Jordan, look.
Dude, my buddy Snyder's gonna be like, what was the 3 minutes you just bleeped out?
So for him,
but like,
hold on,
Very
George's been
nasty.
trying to say something.
no, I was just gonna say. So hear me out. We keep it all.
Oh Jesus
no,
Christ!
that's not a good idea.
The only people that would be in trouble are these two.
Bleep, bleepity, bleep, bleep. You gotta bleep me out.
Well, you know what I think.
Bully Dave to make Friday nights like gas gun night
gas gun only on Friday nights,
or
Bully
any
Dave.
kind of nights. Just Friday night lights. Just
Drop it in the comments.
Drop it in the comments. Just drop it in the comments.
Man, no. Keep going.
That's
It's only been 8 minutes of bleeps.
it's all right.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to.
Hey, we're gonna do it again.
Circle all the way
Cold
back.
start.
Why don't you look, everybody? Why don't you comment Patreon on every comment at the end of any comment you have, and then maybe we'll decide on a.
You're not
Patreon.
gonna like us anymore.
This is what Jordan's
Well,
gonna do.
no, what I was gonna originally.
Jordan's
bring up.
gonna make an unbleeped version of this episode,
No, he's not.
No,
he's not.
Just for
and
days
he's
of
going
record,
and
buddy.
he's going to keep it for the Patreon. The Patreon starts
At
this
$70
week.
a month. Oh,
The
Well,
Patreon starts at $69 a month.
as we've talked about before, to quote Veteran with a Sign, once you put a paywall up, that paywall is the only thing that is the difference between making a living and having a living.
Yeah.
So, but what I was going to bring up originally to circle all the way back to the
you know the
checks.
shame of it is it's not even that bad. Like,
It's not that bad. No. To circle all the way back to the checks. 28% of our viewer base on YouTube is below the age of 25. I want to know how many of them actually know how to write a check.
There's no need to anymore.
That's why when you're like, you still have to write a check all the time. Yes, but you're an adult.
Dude, I had to cash a check from a lawsuit the other day, and literally I had
Who
to
the
look.
fuck were you suing?
No, the city doesn't. It violates federal overtime, and for the city, it's
cheaper just to pay you guys out.
No, it's cheaper to just not ignore it, and then we have to do a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And then it's cheaper for them because not everybody signs up.
Yeah.
And
Rich ran over a child with the garbage truck.
You'll tell people,
happened
oh, this is
recently?
what's messed up. You'll tell people I had to tell a whole bunch of people, and then no one was telling anybody because the originators were thinking they were going to get a class action, and the law firm basically said it is not a class action. It's damages and some there's whatever the other style is that basically they're just gonna have money that'll be the amount. So they were thinking oh man, if we win $63 million split 3 ways, we'll each get a third or whatever. No, that's not what it was. No, that's not how it works.
You
That's
got
not
to
a
pay
class
court fees and legal fees,
No, but
and the
I'm
lawyer's
saying
got to
is-
take 75%.
Yeah, but I think they were thinking class action where you have the high bucks and it's high risk, high reward, and that type of thing. But this is so anyway, they violate, and a lot of the other agencies had to do it as well, and they won, and they just kept winning. It's like some law firm in DC. And basically they're violating federal law, but it's easier for them to just say, no, fight it. And then when they fight it, they get the money because it's still cheaper. And even to pay them out, look, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of money that's sitting in NYC's bank account is huge interest because it's billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for them to kind of hold back. But yeah, that's
It's the
so it was
system
it
intentionally
wasn't
fucked.
much. It was after I did get a direct deposit of it, and then this
Rich.
Anyway,
Did you run over a child with the
no,
garbage truck?
no. And literally, I remember.
all this thing, and you got to do it. And
Look, he's from the city.
I just
He's
had to say-
partially Italian. He talks with his fucking hands.
But I'm saying
he died, but the way the city has to do
Wait. How many hugs did you get for doing it? Do it again. Do it again.
so the check. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I have to sign it. I forgot I had to sign the back of it. I was like, oh yeah, I got to sign the back of it. Here you go. And I was like, but yeah, to sign a check or just to write
You don't
how about
even
a
have to
letter?
go-
What about a letter? A formal letter,
Like having to write one and mail one?
to that, and then you would write at the bottom from. I mean, do people even? I mean, that's kind of basic. I would assume that people know that.
Do they know how to fill out an envelope?
I was going to
Yeah,
say, do they know
like,
how many stamps to use?
Oh, they made it easy. It's just
I know.
one now.
I know.
Is it just one?
Yeah, because when you buy stamps, it's just whatever the current price of postage is.
God.
They don't put it on the stamp anymore. You're not buying a 3-cent stamp. You're buying a stamp that is good for one letter.
Yeah, you're buying, they're called forever
yeah, that's
stamps.
right. Oh, that's right.
Forever
that's right.
stamps. Yep.
Yeah, because I had to hear the fucking ad 12, 15 times
Yeah.
a day working at ShopRite. Buy your forever stamps at the customer service
Yeah.
desk.
Oh, interesting. I didn't. You know what? That shows you how many fucking letters I'm shipping, mailing. Because
Yeah.
I didn't.
Literally once a month, I just have to write a check for here. Only because Zelle doesn't work with my bank for some reason. I don't.
Mine
Wait,
didn't
where
work
my
for the
bank
longest time
account's
for
set up?
Zelle.
You have it?
Yeah. Huh?
Really?
It works for my personal account. Doesn't work for my business.
Okay, I was going
account.
to say, because we have
Yeah.
the same bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My business account.
I wonder if that's a safety feature. Could that be a safety? Because a lot of people if they hacked into your account, let's just say, and they just went, I'll send myself $100,000 or whatever. Like that.
I wish I could send myself $100,000. Yeah, fuck yeah.
To use Zelle, you still have to have two-factor verification turned on and shit like that. But there are also some banks that still don't have it in general. Like I know Hudson Valley
it's the
Federal
future,
Credit
though.
Union doesn't have Zelle,
Dude, it's just
which
so
is
much easier.
wild because they're such a popular bank up here and they don't use Zelle.
The only problem I have with all that is the removal of physical cash.
Yeah.
And I think only because I don't have too many conspiracy theories that I subscribe to, but this one I see how it could be abused is digital currency. And as soon as it becomes digital, it's not real anymore. And and now it's constantly being monitored, and we already get taxed on taxed bills that have been taxed 4 times anyway.
Yeah.
So now with this digital shit, they could do even more, or they could just turn it off.
I've always
We got
carried-
taken
I've
off the
always
gold
carried
standard, then we're
cash.
going to
Yeah,
get taken
dude.
off the physical standard. Now
So,
we're in crypto.
It's funny, I carry cash around with me. I've had people where dude, you still have cash? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
it really represents freedom. like
Yeah.
I like
it's a
half-
physical
$20
representation
can
of freedom.
solve a
Well,
problem.
the thing is, here's the thing too: is I like when I go to like a restaurant or something, I'll pay with my card, but I will give a tip in cash
Yeah, you
because
should.
I.
Yeah.
But I obviously a lot of people still do it on the card, but the problem is that the processing, and I just don't. I'm not saying that I don't trust the business, but
No, I don't
sometimes
trust
I
the
don't
business.
either, because by the time they get let's say they get the money, which might be a month, right? Like I
Yeah.
think with some credit card, like it can be, I don't know, isn't it? Doesn't it? Maybe I'm.
I don't
maybe
think
I'm
so
wrong.
anymore.
I was going to say
Maybe
with
it's a
mine,
little
it's
fast.
usually next day.
So you would so technically you'll get.
But even then, I will say, so like having to do like a refund on our like Clover system,
Mhm.
I literally have to tell every customer like, hey, this takes 2 to 3 business days.
Okay.
For some reason,
For some reason.
it instantly goes in.
Yeah.
But to get it back out, for some reason, it probably for fraud reasons. But
Fraud and probably there's probably a couple of middlemen in between that.
yeah,
Yeah, because like I've had a customer where like we do a refund on Sunday. They call Monday afternoon going, hey, it's still not there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, I told you 2 to 3 business days.
business days.
It takes
Yeah.
2 to 3 business days.
But it kind of makes sense. Okay, so let's just say that like for a business, a restaurant, it takes a couple of days, and then finally they're at the end of the week doing the books. Then they've got to go, oh yeah, Danielle, you made this is that, and then we're gonna give you a physical kit. It's
Yeah.
you
Not
better
even
off
that,
just getting
because-
that money right off the bat. So always tip in cash.
Yeah.
There's also too a lot of those like
Poor Danielle.
chain restaurants too. They'll
I made up a name. I don't know why I said Danielle. I don't.
Who's
I actually don't
Danielle,
know-
Rich?
I actually
It's very
don't know.
Freudian.
Any,
Who's Danielle?
I actually don't know any
Are
Danielle.
you cheating on me?
you fucking cheating on me.
You fucking cheating on me?
But
Who the fuck is
a lot
Danielle?
of those like chain
Oh my
restaurants
God,
too.
Anthony, shut the fuck up.
Do you even love me?
Dude, the amount of people that came up.
If my lower half was a fish, would you still
Yeah.
love me?
If I was a worm,
No, I would not date a worm. I'm sorry.
The amount of people that came up on Saturday and Sunday and were like, "Thank fucking God, Rich said it."
What?
In the intro to the last podcast that Rich was on, he was like, "Anthony, shut up, shut up."
I literally had people yesterday when I played were like, I want to shake your hand. Thank you for your. I was almost like, thank you for your service.
Like,
And I told him last night, and he goes, dude, it was like nobody liked me. And I was like,
I was like,
am I that annoying?
No, I was like, do I rub people the wrong way?
Right?
like
I was like, I really try not to be an asshole.
No, you have that one fan. You have that one kid that defends you in the comments.
and then you have 50
That's
more.
John Dolan.
Is it really?
Yeah.
God
He's
love
like,
him.
leave Anthony alone.
No,
No,
wait,
he was
there
like,
is-
let,
there
you're like,
is
let
one that
Anthony
does defend
speak. He's a
him.
good kid.
Yeah, that wasn't John Dolan. That was somebody else.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
No, but like Sean Tom, he walked in Saturday morning to get his HPA tank filled, and he like shook my hand, and he's like, "I just have to say thank you for leaving that in there." Rich saying that was the best thing I heard all night.
You know why he heard that? It's because it's the intro. He turns it
Yeah.
on and falls asleep.
Yes, he
I mean,
does.
good for him. It's good for our
Yeah.
analytics.
He
Oh,
has told me
fantastic.
that. He has told me.
Yeah.
I put it on and fall asleep.
Yeah,
And if
he's
I don't
good.
fall asleep, I listen to it.
Yeah, it's like I get like 30 minutes in, and I'm
So this podcast is very ASMR friendly.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
him.
That's
but
all right.
Also, this one's been pretty high tempo, so
Tom.
Hey, stop it! I hate that. Stop it!
You just
people
hit
have
my
messed
lip and then made a in the microphone.
people have messaged me privately and are like, "Tell Anthony to stop smacking his fucking lips."
Oh, dude, drives me
Oh,
insane.
Dude, so I edit my own like Antec videos. Like I edit those. So I listen to myself talk and I cut out the ums and the and all that crap. And I think it's Tourette's. Like I can't. I'm not aware that I'm doing it when I'm doing it. And then when I have to cut it out, I'm like, why can't I just not go and and
Well, it's like it's eliminating the word like. You know what I mean? People are like. I just did it.
Literally.
Now I'm conscious of it. And I don't want to talk anymore.
like
You know,
like excuse.
Or
it's
or
a tick. It's not Tourette's. It's
Yeah.
just a tick.
it's your brain catching up with your mouth is what it is. But so anyway,
Uh-oh. I don't even,
I bought a gas gun.
Oh, that's right. Wait, hold on. Everyone, remember
grab it?
when
Go grab it. We're an hour in.
remember when Dave said,
I think you're fucking crazy, and I think you're playing with fire, literally. I mean, Dan found out, right? I would not do it. I will not recommend it. I think that putting a BOS system on a gas gun that's not CO2 is bad news bears, and you shouldn't do it.
I would never in a million years
Run a gas gun.
run a gas gun with a boss. That's fucking dangerous. You're out of your mind. You're clearly psychotic.
Copium, I think
and
it
you're
said.
looking,
Fucking
and you're looking for,
hypocrite.
and you're just risking danger.
Yeah.
And what do I show up? I heard about it. I went, okay, we'll see. And what? Not even. It was like, hi, Dave. Hi, Rich. Hey, I got an impulse buy. And then he shows me the gun that Anthony is going to show. I think
So-
we've got enough time, right?
Yeah, no, we're an hour in.
So
we
anyway,
go.
Dave
Maybe
has a
50
gas
minutes
gun
in.
that he can put a boss unit on.
So I talked Dave into an MWS.
So
Yes.
So look, okay, Jordan's been the guinea pig, right?
I said I would win a Darwin Award
He's
for this.
he's been using it for how many months?
He's
Oh, I've
always
been
been a
doing it
gas.
since-
He's been a gas gun guy
I'm-
forever.
Okay.
Well, gas gun boss system, right? Boss
Okay.
unit.
Yeah, so I've been using the Bosch unit on the MWS since the day we reopened from renovations.
Yeah. So
I took
When was that? When was that exactly?
Like May 3rd.
May 3rd.
Yeah,
okay.
maybe.
I took 1 weekend off from using it to use my Kythera and then realized that I actually hate anything that's not a gas gun. So I went back to using the MWS. Okay, so VFC haters be damned because I fixed 3 VFC gas guns this weekend. The MWS is the superior system, in my opinion. It is not the best recoil, but it is the best performing gas gun on the market.
For skirmishing.
Oh yeah,
For
it's so
skirmishing?
accurate. It's so consistent.
Yes.
Mags are fucking dope. And even when Dave's had a problem because for some reason his nozzle spring detonated.
we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Well, that's like a standard MWS problem. The nozzle spring just detonated. I had it fixed in 20 minutes.
So my biggest gripe with gas guns has always been that they shoot like dog shit, and they're fun, right? You get the whole manual of arms with it. They're fun to use, but you're always going to be at a disadvantage. And I was at a place back then in my airsoft story where I wanted to be effective, and honestly, gas guns up until this point were fucking ineffective. You're making a bunch of noise. You're arbitrarily, they're like muskets. You're like shooting in the general direction or whatever.
It was
the
like
fuck.
wee wee wee.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
And I get it. They're fun for you and not for them.
Yeah.
Like that's great. But I still want to be effective. I still want to be able to put the reticle on something and hit it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until
Especially since you're a lot of more outdoor.
Yeah.
Like if you were just straight up CQB, very close distances, maybe the most 20 feet, they are accurate.
Yeah,
They're
you
fine.
could do that.
Yeah.
And up until this point, the most accurate gas gun that I'd shot is a KWA MP7. Yeah, MP7. Usable. It is usable. It wasn't great, but it was
Yeah.
usable. And then I shot Jordans, and I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like this is actually like it's as accurate as a slightly upgraded AEG, which is fucking way better than the gas guns in the past. And then this one came up for sale at a ridiculous price.
Yeah.
that was-
Ridiculously cheap price.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, fuck it, man. And then the first time I shot it, I was like, Jesus Christ, like
I shot that. So it's very nice.
it's accurate
yeah.
and it's fun. And I'm at a point in my airsoft life where, yeah, I still want to be effective, but I also realize that like movement is 70% effectiveness. Shooting is like the other 30.
Yep.
So I can get myself into a position where the accuracy of this gun is perfectly usable.
It's a little challenging too.
Yes, and I like the fact that I have to think more.
Yeah.
I'm counting rounds. And so initially, the first game I played with it, we had like a contact front kind of situation, and I dumped a mag.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And I was like,
yesterday.
No, he was talking about Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Okay.
Saturday, I was like, oh shit, like dumped a mag to bolt lock. And then I was like, oh, that's right. I don't have fucking 120 rounds. I have 33.
Yes.
And so then you just have to play differently, and you have to think about everything you're doing. You have to manage your ammo. Like I like that part. And then obviously the gun impulse and all that stuff's cool as well. It was actually fun enough to shoot that I played the whole first weekend with no boss unit. It was still fun. It was still cool. I do, however, when we were clearing out CQB, there was a specific point where I was like coming out of a building, and I just remember thinking, man, this gun's light as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like I'm used to the Bosch unit, so like that's my default weight.
And a Sistema. So
And a system, yeah. And but I remember coming out of that room going, this is like, it's so light, it's bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
like,
What's kind of funny is that I'd actually be curious the base base MWS, what is it in relation to weight to a base M4?
It's spot on.
I'd be
Well,
curious.
M4 is like 8 pounds, I think.
Yeah, so
It depends.
I thought like that. I thought the M16 is like, isn't the M16 like super fucking light? Isn't it like 7
like 9
pounds or
pounds.
6 pounds or something like that?
M16 full length.
Yeah, I thought it was like really
don't know.
light. Like I'd be curious.
It is light. It is light.
But
for
that's
sure.
what it is. I know that's what you start realizing. Oh man, this is like
Yeah.
light, but like it still feels solid. Like you're like,
so M16A1 was 6.55 pounds
Okay, what about the-
unloaded
That's
and
the A1
approximately 7.5 pounds loaded.
okay.
But
about the
we're
M4?
gonna look at the M16A4 though, because that's when they started adding rails. 7.5 pounds unloaded.
about an
at
M4?
8.8 loaded.
Because I
always remember 8 pounds.
6.3 to
Sweet,
7.5,
pounds, which
depending on
probably-
the build.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's very close.
Yeah,
To the
close.
like you know the regular plastic handguard, basic bare bones M4, and you got 1 and 1 14-inch barrels. It'd be very. So the lightness is like.
So-
yeah,
So there's a
was
couple
crazy.
things.
That was like-
We first teased the idea of the DAV kit on this podcast.
oh wait, so
But I don't think we've ever shown like the progression of the prototyping.
No.
So Jordan's was. So this is the last one I did. I just did this one last night.
for new fellas, what the DAV
So
kit allows.
The
what?
DAV is an acronym. It stands for dating app version of the boss. And the idea of it wasn't necessarily for gas guns. It was just for any gun that you weren't trying to rip apart and start, integrating your boss cable into your circuit and all that stuff. But you want to just put it on your gun to see if you like the boss unit. And then you can easily transfer this external thing to some other guns. So it's a replacement trigger guard and magwell. There's actually a micro switch, which you can hear it. There's a little micro switch underneath the trigger.
Some Airsoft ASMR.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Stop.
Pickles.
No.
So, when he pulls the trigger, I get up to the wall, but I'm not hitting the switch. Once it breaks, it slaps all the way back to activate the switch to fire the boss. And then upon releasing the trigger, it'll disengage the switch. So,
Now, to be fair, the boss unit has to be in semi-auto only mode for this to work.
the boss has to be in semi-auto only mode. If it's not, you can hold the trigger back.
And fire full auto.
Yeah.
I could also see that how you just described. I think people should know, like when you're doing the little right, like the wall and then the break, that would be. It's actually very difficult to. I don't want to say time, but to get that where the gun fires and the boss system fires, because you could literally,
Yeah.
if you had it off by a little bit, you'd fire the gun and then the boss goes off, or vice versa. So otherwise, you get like a wacky.
Yeah,
Well,
the-
other
the-
thing
the
is that we've
housing I
only ever
made-
done this on gas guns. We haven't tested that on an AEG.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd done a similar thing to the Kythera. That's how I
Yeah.
get the bosses to work with that. It's like a house, it's like a switch housing that goes in the gearbox shell. But in that one, because I know that you can tune the Kythera triggers differently,
Yeah.
they might have a different position based on the gearbox shell, how you tune the trigger, blah, 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 blah.
User preference.
So on the Kythera version I made, there's actually a little grub screw. And when you tighten it, it pushes the switch closer to the trigger length.
That's nice.
And pushing it backwards is kind of a pain in the ass, but because you got to like push it back. But so you can tune it to that. On this, I don't have an adjustable way to move the switch that isn't going to make the trigger guard look bulky and ugly.
Yeah.
I wanted it to kind of look a little bit ergonomic and not have sharp edges on it.
It looks like something that you'd buy off the shelf, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
It's not
so-
really.
Yeah, that's good.
So the switch is fixed and put. The only gripe I have with it, because I kind of used baseline measurements and estimations to figure out where to place it. I don't like that you can see the switch sticking out a little bit. I was hoping that just the arm would stick out, but whatever. The inside, so this trigger guard is actually two pieces. It's like a clamshell. And on the inside of it, it's hollow, and there's a channel for the wires. And there's actually two really tiny grub screws because the switch has two holes in it. So that switch actually slides onto those two grub screws to prevent the switch from moving. And then boss cables are soldered to it. On this one, I actually put hot glue over the solder leads so that hopefully we don't have that issue that we had with the other ones.
So that was only
where it would fire on its own.
So that was only with the GHK one when it was very humid or rainy out. This one, I had one issue. It was like the second or third day we were open where it was raining and I decided to play and mine randomly started fucking shooting.
Yeah.
But then the micro switch dried out and it was fine.
And you haven't had the problem since.
Yeah, all the switch is you have your positive and your signal, and if you just make those wires touch, it'll tell the boss to fire.
Yeah.
So if water can bridge that gap, it won't make anything short circuit and break, but it'll just
fire it.
Like even on the but on the Kythera and stuff like that, I don't think it's that much of an issue of like when
On
you
the
pull the
Kythera,
trigger.
no.
What I'm talking about is the gas blowback because you're dealing with
Two separate recoils.
recoil impulses. You really got to time it correctly.
Oh,
So
no.
there
not so much the recoil impulse, but it's more so the fact that different brands of gas gun have different shape triggers. They have different trigger travels. They have different wall positions.
Yeah.
Different behavior when it breaks and
Also different recoil impulses, which can cause an issue. So like with the GHK, I'm able to bump fire. So
Oh,
like,
yeah,
if I
that's
just
kinda
hold my finger in the right spot when I'm pulling the trigger, I can make it fire essentially full auto bump fire, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, because the
But-
recoil of the gun and the
boss unit,
boss unit
yeah.
with the steel one.
Yeah,
yeah. So
but the GHK is the fire stick.
the boss unit needs power from a battery, and gas guns don't have that, and Kytheras don't have that. So it's like, all right, where are we going to put the battery? So let's just continue along here. The wire travels around. I made this HRF style magwell. Might as well make a functional flared magwell while we're at it.
Yeah, right.
You know, so it doesn't
Yeah.
look ugly and like it has no point.
I've beat the fuck out of mine.
Yeah.
It hasn't cracked yet though.
So along the flat side of the magwell, that's where the wires continue to route out until we get to this notch. And then I did a really clean job on Dave's. You did the circuit on yours.
Yeah, I did that my own.
Yeah. So
So yours has a little bit of exposed a little.
Yeah,
because yours is like the bait. Like
Mine was the prototype. Like
not even like the alpha type.
no, so there's an alpha version that's on the GHK because Anthony was refusing to do it. So I just bought a Magpul MOE trigger guard, hollowed it out, fucking RVT to micro switch in, and then called it good. That one's the alpha. That one I went over to Anthony and was like, hey, look, I showed it existed and it can work. Can you just fucking make it now?
that's still a beta. This one is like this is like a beta 2.0. There's like some revisions
I'm looking at
to
this
it.
thing now, Anthony. Would you be able to? Obviously, you have to have the metal, the those two things be metal. Would you be able to put like a rubberized coating or like
Yeah,
a piece
I
of
did that
shrink
on-
tubing
yeah.
and then cut the
Yeah.
back of it so then like there's a little bit of like protection from the,
Yeah.
the water.
I
and
could.
stuff?
The one thing about the position of the switch that
Let me go
I don't
grab the
like,
GHK.
while I'm pulling the trigger, right? If my finger is low enough on the trigger, I can like kind of hit the switch.
Yeah, I'm noticing that now.
Oh yeah.
So you just gotta,
You just got to pull the trigger like a human being.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, we have the actual boss connector
That's
sticking
really
out.
that is really like the same time as it's breaking with that. It, honestly, like shooting these two guns, or shooting yours and then shooting his, they shoot very accurate. For a gas gun, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to buy anything more. But I do like the idea. I do like the idea. If I'm gonna get one of these, the problem is the expense of getting the fixed carry handle, which is literally you can get the upper, Dave, for $300 for the low price of $350 instead
Worth
of the whole
it.
lower.
It's
right?
more than half of what I paid for that and
So-
7 mags.
So if I got that and then the grenade launcher heat shield, the mini one, and then mounted, then it looks like that would instead of
dope,
getting the
actually.
high speed stuff, because I have a lot of high speed stuff, that traditional like old school look would be my jam. But yeah, so anyway, your gun.
So yeah, this plugs into the boss, and then we have just the leads for the battery. So the idea is he's going to have like just a hollowed out mock PEC box on the top, and
Yeah.
he'll put his battery in there.
I just bought it. It's a PEC 15 battery box from Amazon. I think it was $12.75. It'll be here tomorrow.
So I know you said you want it to be Dean's, but hear
So
me out.
I thought
if
about
I
this
put a
on the drive.
JST on it, you can just route it through your M-lock slot.
Yeah.
Have it hidden inside the handguard.
Yeah. I thought about that as I was driving home, and then Jordan mentioned it too before we got here.
It's much better than super gluing.
Now, what about the battery? Could you put the battery in the pistol grip?
Not on a gas gun.
Really? No.
No, because there's no room in the receiver to run the wires. So maybe, actually, theoretically, if Anthony ran the wires, because I went and grabbed the
It's
GHK.
possible, but like
Well,
we're
so-
talking very precise.
Drilling.
So if you had a
Dremeling, you have to
Magpul
cut
style pistol grip
grooves.
that
Yeah.
had one of the battery caps, and then Anthony ran the wires back and drilled a hole straight through, then yes.
You know,
But
it's-
I wouldn't do that because the other benefit. So I run the Kythera with the Boss unit. You only can fit like a JST lipo in here. Those, when it gets cold out, die. Like I went through 7 of them in MUTC to the point where like I had to find game staff and be like, who has a battery charger? Because I didn't think I needed to bring a lipo charger to an MSW game. Turns out that time I did.
I guess that's kind of worth making you taking a battery pack and making an adapter.
Potentially. The other thing there is because you can just run the wires to the front to a battery box.
Yeah.
You can throw a normal battery in there, like a normal size battery. So I don't have to worry about it randomly dying.
You know what's funny? I have for the Saiga, I bought one of the AirTac lines that makes the grip a little bit steeper, and it had where you can run the line into the grip. That might actually solve the issue because the Saiga, it doesn't have any room in the receiver because it's still a gas gun receiver. That might work actually. I got to bring that in. I'll show you it.
Here, because
And maybe that might be enough where
because you haven't seen it. Here's the Anthony. I made it. Fucking make me a version that's not shitty.
oh god, this is the one. Oh yeah, this is the one that I had. Look at this. Like this is so.
No, but look at the trigger guard.
I just realized this.
You
this
removed
is
the zebra stripe camo really quickly.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Look at the trigger guard.
Okay. Oh.
This is the Anthony. I hollowed out a Magpul grip and put a fucking micro switch in it. It can be done.
this
Make it.
This is some straight up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's the fire stick.
I do like the.
Well, that one has to come
The
in-
Magwell
come with
is
me to
great.
AMS now.
That's a fantastic like little addition.
How many gas guns are you bringing?
I'm bringing 2, but the thing is, so Kevin was the previous owner of Dave's. When we were in the Discord call and Kevin was like, hey, I fucked up my shoulder, can't really play, and now I want to buy this really expensive pickup truck. You want to buy my MWS? I was like, yeah, sure. How much? And I was expecting him to say like a 4-figure number.
Yeah.
And then he said a 3-figure number that was not even close to the value of it. And I was like, yeah, I'll buy that. But Dave was in the call and he was just like, whoa.
I was like, wait a minute.
What's he selling? And I was like, it's his MWS. And he's like, is that the one you have? And I was like, yeah. He goes, I'm interested. And the call just got real quiet for a second. I was
By the
like,
way, we did steamroll through your experience with your gas gun. I feel bad.
Well,
No,
we're
no,
gonna
I'll
circle back.
I'll
We're
come
gonna
back to
yeah,
it.
we're gonna circle
come
back.
back to it.
And I'm just like, run that by me one more time.
Yeah.
Dave's just like, I'm kind of interested. And I was like, all right, so Kevin, if Dave doesn't buy it, I'm buying it. And then for the next week, we would like talk about it. And I like showed you the system. And I was
Yeah.
like, here's what needs to be done. Here's what Kevin already did. Cause I basically built Kevin's too. And it started at like, I'm like 50%. And then when we got to Friday, he was like, I'm like 80%. And Kevin shows up Saturday morning, Dave shoots it. And I was like, okay, if he doesn't buy it, I'm buying it. Right
That was the test. I was like, again, you work on your gun constantly, and so that is a factor. So when shooting yours, I have to take into account the fact that you work on the thing fucking all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, yours is accurate.
I got the TISM.
I don't know if I want to put that much time. Like I already do it with the Sistema, and it's like a lot, and I kind of just want a gun I can pick up and go.
You know, I don't have to do any of that to my AEGs.
Well, so here's the
It's
thing.
fine. You don't own a Ferrari. It's
right
okay.
there.
It's
We
all
talked
right.
about it last
It's all
night.
right.
The reason why I'm tinkering with it so much is it's a new system with the GHK. Like I've already learned everything I need to learn. So because I'm new to this, sure, the Discords and the videos and like all the people that have talked about it online, that's fun. That's fine too. Like I want to learn myself. So I'm tinkering and switching stuff out. Like I tried a new buffer this weekend. Didn't really love it. It was nice because they had a little more recoil, but I put the plastic one back in. Finding out what springs in the nozzle need to be changed because I bought a brand new bolt carrier, slapped it in, it shot 420. I was like, whoa, can't have that. So I had to go back to the stock TM one until I figure out how to lower the FPS on that.
Isn't it like 420 with like 3 6s or
No,
something?
it was 420 with 2 5s. When I
okay.
put 3 6s in it, it was like 3 7.
Jesus.
But
7
I was-
joules.
I was
But
like,
do you-
yeah, no.
But would you say that this system, obviously, for the new person to
Jump into?
jump into bone stock, you just want to go out there and play?
Yeah, so like I
Because I
said,
had one, I had 2 of them, and
Yeah.
and I got rid of them because I basically tacticooled them up,
yeah.
and I had 2 to be like, oh, one is
So I
one is
used
0,
for an
2 is
example,
1 or whatever the hell.
I like to tinker with gas guns, so I'm gonna immediately buy it and start fucking with shit. Dan, 100,000 rounds on a Bosch unit. Dan bought a bone stock MWS from Full Auto like 2 years ago, ran it for an entire year, bone stock, traded it to Mitch. Mitch still has it bone stock, runs perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Shoots field legal, shoots accurately. My small gripes with the MWS system is that they weren't meant to handle green gas because it's TM, and they were meant to get around Japanese compliancy laws. So even when you buy a 14.5, it comes with a 10-inch inner barrel.
Yeah.
So I changed the inner barrel out. I changed the hop up out because I didn't like the rotary design. I wanted a PTW style adjuster, which I showed you.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that if you're going to run green gas on it, you should back your buffer tube out one rotation because I started to get some wear on the back of my receiver because I changed the buffer.
Yeah.
And that's when like I got into the tism of like, oh, you have to re-gas your gun essentially and get the gas system running properly because I have a small.
But I wonder with that barrel, with the upgraded barrel and all that, you could probably just run duster gas and be well within.
Potentially, yeah.
You'd probably be in the 330s, right?
Potentially, that's something that
it's
I could
just
try.
their engineers are so good.
Yeah,
it's a
got pixie
gas rifle that's running on duster gas.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Yeah.
Come on.
And that's
Yeah.
partially the reason why to jump forward, you had the nozzle issue because that nozzle spring was meant for duster gas. That's why immediately when you're like, I fucked something up, I had 3 or 4 extra nozzle springs to be like,
Yeah.
I saw this coming. I'm surprised mine didn't do it.
Yeah, they're kind of like those parts, like the little parts are like just you get a bunch of them, so then you just fix the gun, whatever.
I have a drawer in my man cave Conex box. I have a drawer that's just full of the small, stupid Sistema parts that
Always
constantly
break. Yeah.
And I still have a
Which is
shit ton of it.
from like your point, Anthony, from your standpoint as like a tech and everything like that. You'd rather build a system that there's 1 or 2 parts that they're going to wear out, they're going to be breaking, but they're either inexpensive or easy to get, so it's easy to repair that. Would you go with that to make something like bomb proof? You make everything bomb proof except the few things that can easily be changed.
Well, some things you can't make bomb proof because they're inherently wearable.
Yeah.
So like the most
Buckings.
easy one on any system is buckings.
Yeah.
And when it comes to buckings wearing out, you know, it's rubber. It's you're chambering BBs through it, so that'll wear it out.
High velocity.
It's gonna get dirty. That's gonna cause the rubber to get messed up. And then the contact patch over time will start wearing out from BBs, not the RHOP patches though. If it's like a high temp silicone material in general, not inherently RHOPs, but like the patches I use, the Elvish Tac ones.
Yeah.
High temp silicone, as far as just touching the BB for giving it hop, it'll last years and hundreds of thousands of rounds. Really great material for that. If the whole bucking is that material, that's another like debate. If you want that, but yeah, if it's something that's gonna wear out, ideally you want it to be something that's easy for the end user to change themselves. And you want to give them instructions on how to do that. Some like AEGs where I do an RHOP setup, if I can get away with using a bucking that's like pre-flattened for it, and it's easy for an end user to acquire that bucking and change it themselves, all is good. Because with AEGs, buckings are very picky, and you have to cherry pick it to the setup.
What would be like?
But if a customer sends me a gun from Texas and they want an RHOP, and it just so happens to be the case that for that build and that hop up, I have to use like a GNG green bucking that I had to flatten because that works best with the setup. I would almost opt like, hey, let's maybe not do an RHOP unless you're okay with you having to basically get buckings through me that I have to modify for you, or learning how to do it yourself.
I can see that.
There's an end user maintenance aspect to it.
But as I'm saying, as far as like building a gearbox, this is like layman term. I'm trying to like dumb it down for, I guess, some.
Yeah.
Out of all the things, let's say the few things that you'd want to break, right? If you had to make the gearbox is doing like so many different turning. There's like what 16 different moving parts, right? I would assume that you'd just be like, all right, what would be if you have to make a failure point where the whole system doesn't like strip your gears and a whole bunch of things? What would be like a tappet plate?
Nope.
The piston.
The piston. If there's anything you want to fail,
just the piston.
If something fails, you'd want it to be the piston, because you can get a replacement piston. If your gears break, you have to reshim the whole gearbox. It's basically a rebuild at that point.
How awesome would it be is if they made a gearbox?
If your piston head breaks, and that like
Son of a bitch.
if you don't Loctite the piston head on, which is like you have to use blue Loctite for your piston heads always. And if your piston head doesn't have metal threads and has plastic threads, don't trust it. Because when your piston head falls off and then it's like sideways and your piston is still slamming it, now you ruined your cylinder. You probably ruined your cylinder head.
Now, now what would be great right? I don't know how they would be able to do this. Has anybody even tried to do this? Is how awesome would it be is if, obviously, as a end user, obviously we have quick change springs. How awesome would it be? Would be the whole piston. The whole piston and everything, and then the gun itself. That would be.
You have that.
Obviously, there's the Sistema. Yes.
Well,
but
I'm
I'm talking about.
If only there was a superior system
Yeah, but I'm talking-
that
but
fucking
I'm-
exists. Oh,
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, but I'm talking from like.
I mean, it'd be neat if that quick change spring system
Yeah.
will let you take the whole piston out.
That's what I'm saying. So that's that. So you make everything else bomb proof. You make like
Well,
the tappet plate, everything else.
Actually, that wouldn't work in some regard because the
Okay.
piston head is a larger diameter. If you try to pull that over the sector gear, even if you have the flat
Yeah.
teeth up, it's probably going to bump into that and you'll gouge it. The closest you have to that is like ICS.
all the split,
where you have like
gearboxes
you have a
on.
split
Yeah.
system. But Retro Arms also makes like split gearboxes for standard M4s.
So that's the solution with that is having a bunch of uppers. But anyway,
And it's way easier to just take the upper gearbox off and open that up instead of having to
I knew that
disassemble the whole lower. It's just extra steps.
I think we went in a tangent
we went
about
on.
reliability, but like
I
yeah.
still
So
wanna hear
anyway,
about
yes.
Dave's experience with the gas
So
gun.
anyways.
Yeah.
Viewer retention dropped because Antec talked about tech work.
So anyway, no, that was good.
I can speed that up.
So I
And
you guys
then
are
do
the
half
worst.
speed, and then gearbox.
So Dave, how was it
What
playing?
about
So you guys are the fucking worst. Jesus
Same
Christ.
Okay, to be fair, you told him not to take his Adderall.
You're right. No, I think it's beneficial.
Anthony, can you shut the fuck up?
That's two.
So Kevin's here, and I was doing two things. I was shooting the gun to make sure that it functioned, and then I was going through each one of the mags and shooting it. And the very first thing I noticed is how accurate it was. And from the window, I was shooting the pole with the light on it, and
The classic Zulu test. Does it shoot to the pole?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, we've got like three tests. Does it shoot to the pole? Can you hit the buildings in Newtown from the front door of the shop? And from where we park our cars over by the shop, can you
Yeah,
hit the
that's pretty
dumpster?
much-
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And so I like took 3 shots, and all 3 shots hit the pole.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
So then I like took 5 shots with the next mags. Again, I'm testing the magazines. And then I'm asking Kevin, hey, what weight are in here? And I think he had 3 6s or
Yeah,
something.
he also shot 3 6s.
And I was like, all right. Because they were moving slow, but they were accurate. I was like, oh, shit. Okay. Like instantly by far the most accurate gas gun I've ever shot. And this is with people coming up to me like, you haven't shot this gas gun. And I shoot it. I'm like,
People
cool.
love that.
It's still dog shit. Like, I don't know. like pull a rental gun off the wall and we're going to shoot side by side. And I'm going to show you that a rental gun is more accurate than your gas gun, which was mostly true all the time.
Well, you haven't shot this gas gun.
Exactly.
This is a WeTech
Yeah, okay.
Browning high power.
Yep, you got it. So then I shot this and I was like, holy shit, it's usable. Like, and that sealed the deal for me. And that's really, I was making sure the mags worked, but also I was like, I need to, if I put the reticle on something, I need to have a 98% good feeling that the BB's going to go at the very least in an EOTech inside the donut.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not looking for on the dot. Who cares, right? And it did. And I was like, holy shit. Yep. Take my money. And then I immediately had like buyer's remorse. And I was like, fuck, I do this all the time. Like fucking gas guns. Like, and I'm having this argument in my own head, right? Like,
Well, had you turned
stupid.
around and said, I don't want it anymore, I would have bought it from you.
Sure. And I had that as like a safety net.
Yeah.
And I'd have charged you $700. But,
No.
yeah. So then, okay, right. I just got this thing. Let's go use it in a game. And, again, contact front, I dump a whole mag and instantly realize like I need to change everything about the way I'm playing. I got killed coming back from respawn. I'm just like meandering down Main Street by the mosque because I'm like, nobody's back here. Like, who cares? And then all of a sudden we're getting shot at. I'm like, oh, fuck. So there was a guy on the rooftop of mosque, and it was me and one other friendly player that I accidentally team killed. But I healed him. It's all good.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah. And I apologize for that. So my battle buddy, this guy shoots at the roof, puts the guy's head down, and then he scoots one building over. So then I take his spot, and I can see the guy on the roof of the mosque, just the tip of his head, right? So I know he's there. I don't have the confidence in the gun yet. If it was my Sistema, I'd have shot him in the little tip of the head.
Yeah. Because you had more rounds and you could just, yeah.
Sure, and it was And that gun was accurate.
you
as fuck.
hate-
That Sistema gun is very accurate for a green.
Don't you hate when you get shot in the tip of the head?
Yeah. So now I've got the donut on him, right? And I'm just waiting because he's not moving lateral. And so I was like, he's going to pop back up. He's going to whack-a-mole this. So I'm waiting. And as soon as I start to see him do this, I pull a round off and he puts his head right up into it.
Oh.
It smacks him in the goggles, I think. And then he hit, and I was like, I'm fucking sold because I've only got 30 rounds, motherfucker. Like I'm using a gas blowback, like all the elitist bullshit that like we like to put it in our own heads. I was just like, I'm such the underdog at this point, and I just whacked you. Like I was just like, yes, gas gun master race.
Yeah.
I am all that is fucking man. It was extremely satisfying. And then again, that happened on Sunday as well in CQB. We got crazy pinned down in this one Connex box. I mean, we're shooting, the angles we were shooting at was like, I was shooting between the curtain and the side of the window. So I had like just enough room for the center of my reticle and like the BB to pass through. And there was a guy all the way down at the end. He poked his head out because he couldn't really see. I took a shot, hit him right in the goggles, and I was like, God damn it.
Dave, are you the guy that when you play like Battlefield, you edit your class every time you die because you're blaming the gun in the setup?
No, it's Battlefield. It's a bullshit game. It doesn't matter what gun you use.
But when you get a kill, you're just like, this is the greatest class setup ever. I'm only ever going to run an M4 with a Cobra red dot on it.
So
No, I don't do that.
So now, now you haven't used the ball system on it yet.
No.
So that's going to be interesting because for you, like you really honestly, you have a few different guns, but you very rarely use anything but your Sistema.
I am a one-trick pony. Yeah.
Yeah, like your gear is very similar.
Dude,
You are a creature of habit. So you get especially after you were adamant on episode what 56, 55, or 54. I was here. I witnessed it. I will never buy a gas blowback. They're dog shit. I think you're out of your mind, Jordan.
At the time,
You're out of your mind for having this thing that's going to explode and cause a fireball and a nuclear explosion, which
did happen.
Dave forgot that Kool-Aid actually tastes pretty good.
No, no, but
tropical punch.
No,
Hell
He
yeah.
drank the punch.
at the time of recording on that episode, I had still not fired a gas gun that was worth anything.
Yeah.
Right. And again, when I shot this gun, I said, "Holy fuck! It's actually it's beyond usable. It's accurate. Like I would say that this is accurate.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It
not
is.
like it's not gas gun accurate. It's accurate.
Yeah.
Like, you could put a magnified optic on this thing.
Yeah. It's actually
And have some-
surprisingly.
That's why I run a magnified optic.
Yeah, I mean it's if you're looking to dip your toes into fucking gas guns, don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. Get the MWS.
Yeah,
Don't
come
waste
talk
your
to me.
time with all this other bullshit.
Fun part, you can get them through Zulu Outdoor. Come talk to me.
Bang bang bong.
Yeah.
So like you get the recoil impulse, you get all the cool things about a gas gun, right? The recoil impulse, and I call it an impulse because that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the MWS is not the most heavy recoil gun.
And it doesn't even matter, but you still get bolt lock.
Yeah.
You still get the slap the fucking bolt release, you know, mag changes, all this shit. You get all that. Plus you get the pistol grip that's the correct size, which you forget about, you know,
Yeah.
using AEGs,
So
you forget about it. And then you
Yeah.
put like, oh man, these are nice.
Yeah. Like you have the stock A2 one on there. You can put a Magpul grip.
I forget. Does the front ends the
It's still AEG spec, so
it's
that's a
still
Magpul
AEG?
rail. Yeah.
so it's AG spec, which is actually probably good because
Yeah, you can throw any rail
can
you
put
want
Any
on there.
rail
Yeah.
that's actually cheaper. You know, obviously, obviously if you wanted, but is there any kind of conversion nuts or anything like that, like bolt nuts, conversion nuts?
Like
there
barrel
you go.
nuts, if you wanted
And
to
they
put
missed that one because he's
if you wanted to put a
scrolling.
real rail on, I mean, probably not, but you shouldn't want to anyway. The only weird thing is if you buy the M4A1, like the standard issue M4 one,
Mhm.
which is what I did, to change the rail, you also have to change the outer barrel because TM made that whole front end assembly like multi-piece, so it was more
Yeah, they do
sturdy.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine because like I've held Mitch's and it again 2-3 years later after Dan using it for a year is still rock solid.
Mm.
The moment I put a Bosch unit on it, I rattled that shit apart every weekend.
That kind of makes sense. I mean, one, it's a heavy thing and it's
Yeah.
recoiling,
Like,
and
every weekend at the end of the weekend, I was like in here like tightening up my screws, going.
But
my
you
fucking
also
quad
know,
rail's
if
coming
you know
loose
anything
again.
about Jordan and his guns, he literally takes whatever we looked up before, the M16 being 16 pounds, and he literally takes
my
that
gun.
old, he literally takes the 2008 approach to the AR-15 and puts every goddamn thing on it. That's so heavy. The one thing I'm surprised you haven't adopted my thing with getting 2 flashlights. Why have
because
you
I have
not
the
done?
vampire head.
Yeah, but that's weak. You need to get. It's weak. It's weak. It's literally weak. You need to get 2 flashlights. I think you should do it. If you do
What's your defense for 2 flashlights?
So,
Because
okay.
we
He hasn't
ruled.
seen yet on the last episode that's not out yet, the one with Mitch, the Are You a Normie topic was 2 flashlights.
Well,
Yeah.
the two flashlights are as simple as this. The Vampire Surefire does not put out enough. It puts out enough for like maybe this room enough, but it's like a spotlight. Whereas, like I was explaining, when did I explain this? Where it whites out didn't I explain this on one of the podcasts? I sure I did, or maybe other people or something. Oh no, I may have explained it on Discord to somebody that. Okay, so when you use the Mod Light IR heads, the 850, the 950 is different. The 950 is more flood, like, and the 850 is more, straight. What is that, throw, right? What happens is like it's just so powerful that like now you're using it like a searchlight. Now the thing is, obviously, would be like everyone would be like, well, now everyone else can see your beam. Yeah, this is after like you're all engaging in combat and you're all shooting at each other, and like they kind of know where you are, and it behooves you to actually use your IR to get somebody. The benefit of the powerful IR light, because you can't switch heads. Obviously, if it was one head that I could rotate, like the Surefire, yeah, I would just use one head. But obviously, the technology, they just can't do it. Or if it was one body and it had 2 heads at the top and you just did that, that'd be awesome. But I don't know if they could do that. That'd be kind of interesting. But the IR throw, when you have other people who don't have night vision or have night vision and are using white light against you, they will shine white light at you, right? And now with night vision, no matter how good it is, there's a blooming effect, right? Now, obviously, you know where that person is, but if it's enough, they could be doing a maneuver like this. Obviously, they're not blind firing, but they're not. They may be behind cover and doing some kind of maneuver. So you see the light, and it may not be exactly where that person is, and you're hitting the gun or whatever. With the IR, you're throwing so much at those individuals that it literally turns these white lights into like they look like little diamonds almost in front of the person's gun. This happened at Benghazi. I literally had everyone, I was like, dude, look what's happening. That's when I found out about this. I had kind of seen it a couple of times. I just thought it was a fluke. But then when we had all your guys, like Anthony, you were on the Op4, the parking lot where you guys had all lined up on the fence and you all just went, let's just shine our flashlights, which is, to tell you the truth, kind of effective because you guys were moving.
It was incredibly effective.
Because you were moving behind them. Like for Airsoft, yes. Obviously, I was shooting that fucking tag and just blasting people. Then a bunch of dudes, like I'd kill like 4 and then another 4 would come out and be like, shut your lights. You know what I mean? Like it was just like that kind of thing. But when I shine the IR, it would literally get rid of that. So then you just see the diamonds, and then you see the guys behind walking. So that's why I do it. So, and the white light is very powerful. That's why I have the 2 flashlights. If there was a head that could do both, yes, but they don't. And this is too weak for that, personally.
The last night game you played, you had your shotgun, right?
Yeah.
That fucking awesome thing.
Yeah.
You had the headlights on that, right? And between
Headlights.
Yeah, they kind of are. They're pretty bright.
between that and the muzzle flash and the tracer, I was in the same Connex
seizure
box.
simulator?
Yes, you're right next to you. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I was like, it was like having a seizure, dude. I was like, holy fuck, man.
There's the video that you have the clip of maybe impose it in here or whatever.
Yeah, we
port
put it
impose
on,
it in here. What the hell am I talking
You
about?
can only
put
have
it
that
on the
many
last one, too.
attachments in a private lobby. You can never do that public.
Yes, that is
It's
true.
not a LAN party.
I 100. Me and Jordan are definitely like the guy that's like, why is it only to 100 that I'm like trying to slap everything
Yeah.
on here?
But yeah, dude, playing with that thing all this weekend, it brought a little spice back into Airsoft, man.
There you go. That's good.
It was
Yeah.
refreshing, and it was fun. It was fun to know that I'm just outgunned.
Yeah.
I have to approach every situation as if everybody has an LMG.
Or an EPM1.
Yeah. Like I can't give the cover fire that I usually give.
Where you need to be way more accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all things being equal, like for the most part, everybody has the same amount of rounds in their magazines, right? 120 is probably pretty like everybody's kind of running 120, right? So the amount of suppressive fire that I can put down in relation to that is proportional, right? If everybody was using gas guns, then the cover fire I could put down would be proportional. But because not the amount of gas gun users is like in the single digit percentile, like I have to just assume that everybody that I'm facing has 120 rounds at their disposal times 7 or 10 or whatever the fuck, and I don't, so it changes the way I need to play, and I almost need to like let all the AEG guys kind of go ahead of me and kind of soften everything up first, and then I can come in and
So you can take all the glory.
clean up. Yeah. You guys rush forward, and I'll buddy it all.
So now my question
I'll
is,
do the dead checks.
Now that you've played with a gas gun, and have enough see now what you said is that a lot of guys may want to get a gas gun, but they don't want to be outnumbered, right? Would you be open maybe when obviously the season's coming to an end and we're going into gas, but maybe next year holding like maybe a Friday night gas only where everyone is limited on ammo? And you just play in CQB or something like that, or limit the field size to Mosque and CQB. I'd be curious, like something like that where it literally, all right.
So after I played the first game and I got that kill on the mosque and I'm riding high, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is the way type shit. On the walk down after the game was over, I was like, man, I should do a whole fucking event, a whole op, 2 days, gas guns only, black BBs only. Like
I'm in.
Just like the only people who can have AEGs are saw gunners. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like
or you limit their amount of ammo that they can carry, something
whatever.
Like that. Yeah.
But I'm riding high on this thing, like, oh, it's so good, like fucking. But I had put some thought into that. I just got to make a couple phone calls first to make sure I don't ruffle any jimmies. And I'm thinking about doing it. We talked about doing Friday nights anyway.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's the route, because I was like, what could be enticing about coming out on a Friday? Like maybe it's adult night. Maybe everybody's over 18. Maybe the rules are a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to call your hits on Friday.
We're playing.
It's no iPro Friday.
It's Filipino
iPro
rules. It's
optional.
Filipino rules.
Grown ass man Fridays.
Filipino rules. It's 500 FPS and just keep taking it. You're just like,
Oh, full auto. Yeah, full auto with a high cap. Yeah.
So if I
I've
could-
seen those videos.
Well, they do have those AEGs that have the dual trigger, like paintball.
Yeah, G&G
But
made
I think for some guys that would be like, you know what, I like playing here locally, and I like playing the open play, but dude, I just don't want to get totally. It may be people that don't have enough like time playing, like. I just don't want to have a bad experience, because then I'll just get hit once and whatever.
Yeah.
So like having that Friday night where it's like that one time where it's like it's gas gun. And I think people would be like, oh, yeah, that's awesome. Even if you got 30 people at first, it'd be fun. I think you could get easily 40 people. I think you could easily get 40 people with gas guns, at least gas guns, SMGs. You could even get people with the VFC saw, the one that's gas blowback. Because
there have been multiple players that play here with the VFC saw.
And maybe you allow them to have their HPA or something like that, where
So
it's,
that's
they
what I
can
was
still
gonna say if we're gonna throw that idea out there. I've played gas gun night at full auto a lot.
Yeah.
And they, in my opinion, do it right. And the way they do it, the velocity is a little bit higher because gas guns. It's like 365 with a 2.0. So it's still about
With a 2.0.
Yeah, it's still about
okay.
350 for
so-
what we normally do. But like their normal chrono rules, if I'm not mistaken, is like 350 with a 2.0. So because it's gas guns, they give it a little bit more leniency.
Yeah.
No HPA tapped fucking anything.
Yeah, that's how it.
And it has to be green gas or CO2. They don't allow propane and map gas because they're indoor.
Yeah.
But like we're outdoors, so fuck it, we can allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it should be done.
I would allow the saws, the VFCs to run air. They're just limited on the ammo because that gun has horrible cooldown.
Yeah,
I would allow that as long as the ammo is still using because they use
Fuck, that'd be hard. I want to play.
they use the whatchamacallit.
I saw them.
So that is, and they have to do a manual arms. I would be cool with that because
It's like 175 rounds or something.
no, they're like 100 because like if you
No,
load
it's 175.
Yeah, the kid had it.
But I heard that if you load too much, it can jam the system. So a lot of guys just go to 100 or 150 or something like that.
Yeah, if you load it to max, like it has a feeding issue.
All right, so
where the
let's
mag
say
will
that
bind up.
makes, to me, 150, 175, dude. And then you have to change. I wouldn't care what the power source is as long as it's reliable.
Yeah.
And if you have to do that, that'd be, I would get one of those because I'd be like, oh, this is kind of dope. And I'd be like,
If you're gonna do that, watch the explosive. Enterprises
of
video
course,
on it,
because they've done.
You have to modify the nozzle,
They've done a lot, yeah.
which is why I say VFC gas guns suck. If you have to modify 3, 4, 5 things out of the box, it's a bad gun.
Yeah, I think people would be really interested in. I think like you said, the Friday, because I was suggesting that for a while. The Fridays, I think having not every time is gas.
Night game gas gun. Only.
Night game
Saturday
gas
night.
Another Friday is just regular AG or regular open play.
Well, I
or
think
just having the Fridays where they're
AEG only Fridays.
Well, so that's the thing. Like to give John credit where credit's
But
due.
I only have a gas gun. Come back on Saturday. It's AEG only.
So what he does, and again, giving him credit where credit's due, they do it every other Thursday, and they rotate it with adult night. Like Thursday night is their adult night. One Thursday will be gas gun night. The next one will be like pistol shotguns only.
Oh shit.
Then they'll just like do normal adult night.
Yeah.
Mix back in gas gun night. Because when they first started doing it, it was once a month. Now it's every other week.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at their schedule recently because I haven't had time to go down there and play. But he did say the reason they did that is because when they were doing it once a month, because of the size of their facility, they were getting so many people.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, so let's spread it out. And it did bring the player number down because, like, I remember one time it was like 50 people. Which
Oh wow.
Full
That's a
Auto's
lot.
a great facility, but it's not that big.
Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah.
So 50 is a lot. Now, thankfully, the way they run their games, you're not playing with all 50 people at one time.
You couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Western Wednesdays.
Yeah, actually, like the night that I took you down, there was like 45 people there. Like that was a lot.
Yeah.
By doing it, then it was consistently like 30 to 40 players, which
Yeah.
is
Good.
cool.
Yeah.
Which is why I think because I know that he's successful with it.
Yeah.
One, not doing it on the same night. Two,
Correct,
it's an
yeah.
outdoor field versus an indoor field. People would probably turn out for that,
Yeah. That's
and it would get a following.
one of the phone calls that I said I was going to make would have been to him
Yeah.
to just be like, hey man, I'm not trying to step on your toes or anything.
Yeah. No, and I tell players in here all the time, like, hey, Full Auto is a great place. If you want to go play indoor, go down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're not, and then I think there's also like almost a symbiotic thing.
Yeah,
is that
there's-
if you're gonna like, okay, what am I gonna get this gas gun and I can only really use it on the Friday? People are thinking that, but if you have another indoor place, so you're like, oh, I can play 2 different places, get this gun, I'm getting a really good value. I really kind of want to do that, and it's 2 different places to play that are
heck, you can
completely
use-
different. Which is actually like kind of, and then at one point people get comfortable with it and go, they might get like you where they're like, oh wow, this gun is actually very accurate, and they'll go and play
I think-
a normal game with it. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, I do
think
it
half-
every fucking weekend. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think half the fun of using a gas gun
Yeah.
is the underdog.
Yeah,
feeling,
yeah.
Right. Like if everybody's got a gas gun, then it's a level playing field. You're just playing airsoft.
That's
at that
true.
point,
I will
That
right?
is
say it's
true.
very, very fun doing that.
Oh, sure, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But playing when you know that you're outgunned at
Yeah.
every fight, regardless, rental.
Anxiety through the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like rental gun or not, you know that every fight you get into, you are outgunned. So you have to think a little bit more. You
Yeah,
put
yeah,
yourself in a better position. You need to surprise the person. You know, like it unlocks.
cocksucker.
Yeah. it unlocks a whole nother level, a deeper level of thinking and maneuvering and you know, maybe your camouflage comes into to play on that, you know, and I enjoy that. I enjoy it. I enjoy the other level of it.
And I think, but that's what I'm saying is that I think for a player that's only been playing 2 years, 3 years, 4 years,
it's also
they
intimidating.
might. What's that?
It's intimidating.
Well, I think what I'm saying is they'll go, you know what? I'll actually use this in an open play where it's like they're not thinking. Look, me and Dave had a perfect example this weekend on Sunday. A couple of guys had like a pecan that was like souped up. I had
Tom.
my Kythera Black Hawk Down special with the OpSync suppressor. He's got his. We looked all very high speed, and the guy basically said, "Oh man, you guys look like super tough," or "Man, that gun must be like crazy," or whatever. And Dave just goes, "Dude, he'll shoots one BB, dude, at a time." Like, and I think you know, I think letting people put their tiptoes into like everybody being a level playing field with a gas gun, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you know what? This gun is awesome. I'm actually kicking ass. I'm gonna go play open play." And then there's more times because it's just. But then, like you said, offering more, I mean, having a Friday night, I think people would show up. I think I would. You know what I mean? I would,
You'd have to run your Saigon normal mags.
which is totally fine. I got 3 long mags and like 5 shorts, and like that's 15 rounds.
You could borrow a GHK.
To be honest with you, I just get an MWS at that point. I literally
Let me build it.
I would get
Let me build it.
I don't know if you were fixing. I'd
I
get the
heard.
fixed carry handle,
Yeah.
the heat shield, and make it like the boss, and just be like.
Do any producers do gas gun only like ops?
No.
No.
I wonder if it's just such a niche small market.
I don't think it is such a niche small market because, like, okay, so nerdism for a second. As much as I shit talk VFC, they've switched their model a lot in the last couple of years, where they've switched from making a lot of AGs to a lot more gas guns.
Okay.
So, like, now VFC, just off the top of my head, M4s, 416s, G3s, FALs, M110s, they make it all.
Yeah.
The 249,
33s, all kinds. Yeah.
TM, Prolific with the MWS, Cyma, Double Eagle, EMG all make clones of it. Don't buy those ones, but they do make clones of it. WE still WE. GHK is still constantly coming out with updated versions, so they're popular, they're prevalent. There's a lot of people that have them, even to the point where on one of the gameplay videos I posted on the YouTube channel, somebody commented and was like, "Holy fuck, there's a lot of gas gun users here. This is awesome."
Yeah.
Because in like June, we had a fuck ton of gas gun users here. It's popular. The problem is I don't think anyone's willing to take the jump to do it, because it could potentially backfire in your face. It's kind of like when we talked about that World War II only game at Guardian Center.
Man, that'd be
how you'd
good.
have to like plan it a year in advance, like do a crowd fund, like, hey, what date works the best for everyone?
Yeah.
I feel like with gas gun users, you would have to be like, hey, 6 months in advance, we're going to do a gas gun only op. If you're in, you're in. If you're not, fuck it, don't play this weekend.
Yeah.
I think you know what, and I think how you could do that. If you do the Fridays.
Yeah,
right?
I was about
If
to
you
say,
do
if you just do gas gun Fridays,
right,
Yeah.
and you keep going like that, right, and then you go, you know what, we're gonna do an op. The op
by
is
then-
Friday into Saturday, so you still have Sunday for open play, so everybody can come and go open play, and then you have it go into Saturday,
It's a
Friday into
potential.
that. That would be kind of neat, and
But much like the Milsim days thing, you gotta start it a little so that you see if there's interest in it.
and you'll get more guys who are like, oh man, this is what we do our guns, and this is what we do, and then like, Jordan, have Jordan do your barrel, and then it'll be awesome, and then you have a bunch of people with MWSs, and then you have guys like, oh yeah, I would like a little bit more. Like now, like think about it, like even yesterday, I think I was saying it, and then all the games, I think Ronnie changed it that day, like Buddy Aid.
Yeah.
Just make it Buddy Aid. Like everything, but like if you do a little bit, like it's like people are like, oh man, this is awesome. Like, and like offering that instead of the usual, like, typical like other field, or just like phoning it in, like, okay, you guys are here, and there's the walk, and there's the base, and you got respawn here, and it's kind of like that. But if you have like all these little things, I think it just gets people going, oh wow, I'll invest $700 in this system that, like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, but if I have a place to play, it's almost like, what is it? You build it, they will come kind of thing. And I think that's kind of neat. I think a lot of people would be interested in it, and people would bring, people could legitimately, I wouldn't even mind if people brought pistols and you brought like 19 magazines.
So
go ahead.
That's something I see.
Go nuts, as long as it's not no HPA tap pistol, but if you're bringing like a 1911 with, 13 mags, like that's awesome.
John Wick, baby.
Yeah, John Wick. That's great. That's fantastic.
you know how to get a
use
huge turnout for gas gun night?
How's that?
If you want to get a bunch of players,
that? Okay.
like a bunch of them just showing up
Okay.
unannounced. right?
Unannounced?
In the
Okay.
promo ad, you have to be like, don't come. Hundreds of millions will show up.
Don't come.
They're gonna be smuggling people into gas gun night.
Don't come.
Do we need to take a break?
Yes.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
So we're driving there, and then we're staying in a hotel, and then we're going to the event, and then every night we're going back to the hotel.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, because even their night
You don't want to
portion.
sleep on the AO? That's not Milsim.
You're right.
Shut the fuck up.
This will be the first Milsim where I'm being a bitch and staying in a hotel every night.
Cool. Camping at
shower
Guardian
and a
Center
toilet.
is camping on concrete, so no.
Getting a nice hot shower.
Oh,
It's
shitting in a
going to be
toilet.
awesome.
Shower
It's going to be
beers.
awesome.
Shower beers.
The place I found is like their suites.
Are we gonna get drunk?
No,
You get too goddamn fucking.
because I even
He don't know.
she don't know.
So you're gonna be sharing a hotel?
Yeah,
And you're gonna
I don't
get
care.
drunk, or you're gonna be like, hey,
oh,
can you guys
no.
watch Cameron while I go fucking?
No, if
No.
you guys, I don't care if you guys all want to stay in the same. You're in the room so little amount that
It'll be Dave and Richie and Anthony. the adult room, the children.
Get fucked.
I'm gonna have my
fucked,
seat pat, my BiPAP machine. I'm gonna no snoring at all.
Who would
It's
you
gonna be
rather?
great.
Who'd you rather ride
no
shotgun?
snoring, but the sound of the electronic motor all night.
No. You know what it sounds like? It literally
fucking
has
with
no.
you, Normie.
I'm just saying, like, because people have asked that question. It makes no noise. It literally is like,
That's some
if-
noise.
if
It's not no
that-
noise.
if that.
Fucking with you.
Yeah,
I love you. I'm fucking with you.
I know. Oh,
Yeah, we can.
that's great.
We can all pile into one room if we need to.
Oh, it'll turn into a struggle.
Oh, wait. Oh, you know what? I just realized that's Columbus Day on Monday.
Oh,
So I'm okay. I'm going to be off because the next holiday I'm working is Labor Day. I'll be okay with that. We can drive a little bit on Sunday, see how we feel.
so this is the only reason why I asked is because the rental car return is at noon. So if we leave on Sunday, well, it doesn't matter either way. I have to return it Tuesday.
No, not necessarily. Because remember, AMS it ends at like 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, but we're
Yeah,
all
but do you really want to jump in and fucking drive
'cause we're-
16 hours? Like,
but you know
full
what?
sense.
But here's the thing: we're gonna probably want to take a shower again.
Oh no, I get it.
well, yeah, but that Sunday morning we have to check out.
Oh yeah. So we're better off this. one.
Or we don't, and we keep the room until Monday.
No, you know what? We're better off hitting the road. I think what it is after the
I
game.
know a shower after the game sounds pretty fucking good.
Truck stop it.
I've never gone there.
You don't want to find a lot lizard?
Fuck that, dude. I don't want my feet to come out a different color.
Oh my God.
We'll all have brown toes.
And with that,
Yeah, right.
And
like,
with that, we're back.
fucking
Yeah.
full
I
circle.
I would say that that's not a bad idea, and I'll because we're all gonna want to like maybe try to like go to a dinner or something, or try
Right.
to like get
Hang out,
food afterwards.
decompress.
Yeah.
We just did a deployment.
Yeah.
We got to
Oh.
decompress before we go
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
We got to write each other up for awards and promotions.
We need
We'll
the waiter
see
at
if
Chili's
I
to
try to
thank
make-
us for our service.
We'll see if we try to make the same, or if I try to make the same mistake that I made the last time we were at Guardian Center. I wanted fucking pizza so goddamn bad. I don't know why.
In Georgia,
I
What?
dude, we got done with the
Georgia pizza?
We got done with the MSW game at
It's
Guardian
bread
Center.
with a slice of cheese
Yeah, you
and
better.
ketchup on
I'm,
top.
gonna tell you right now. As you said that, you better zoom in on my face. I literally just gave you the
So hear
look
me
of
out.
disgust. I
Hear
was
me
like,
out. Let me finish. So we're leaving the AO. It's Ethan, Connor, and I in my Jeep, and they're like, "Where are we going for food?" I'm like, "Man, I really want fucking pizza." And Connor from North Carolina smacks me in the back of the head. He's like, "You did not just fucking say that." I was
oh my
like,
God.
"I don't know, man. I always got one craving after MSW. I want pizza right now." And they're like, "No, we're getting Mexican food. We're in
I
Germany.
mean, yeah, that's probably.
We're getting Mexican food." I was like, "Fuck, I want." And like as we're pulling into this like legit Mexican place, there's a Little Caesars,
Fuck yeah.
and I was like, "Pizza." Pizza,
They have like the $5 hot and ready
I will
fucking
say-
thing.
I was
will
like, "Pizza,
say-
pizza."
Yeah.
And he looks at me and he's just like, "No, you're fucking stupid. It's cardboard." I was like, "Yeah, but it's consistent shitty cardboard. It's like
Yeah.
Domino's. I know I'm getting shit, but at least I'm gonna get the pizza I want." And then we went and got Mexican food.
If you're
Oh, I'd have walked right over there.
Little
come out with a
Caesars is
fuck-
an innuendo for a wiener.
Yeah.
have you had it's a Detroit style place, Jets?
Yes.
It's,
Oh
it
my
is-
God.
It is actually, I was thoroughly impressed by Jets.
Jets Pizza is fucking legit.
And I was like, out of all the, and they're starting to like pop up in New York, and I'm like,
Brother.
for a like franchise pizza place, I'm surprised. Like, obviously, you're not getting like top thing, but as far as the other, like, I tried Domino's once when I was like younger, when I drunk.
Oh, it's
I was
shit.
like, bro, I can't even eat this. I'm gonna die. And then.
Yeah.
I just refuse. I'd rather go hungry and deal with this hangover, like, honestly. But like that, the Jets is very good. And then you put the ranch on. I was like, this is actually really good.
Dude, we went
I was
to
surprised. I was like, yo, this is fucking awesome.
one of the Marine Corps gatherings we went to was in Ohio.
Okay.
And
Yeah, they have them over there.
yeah, and my buddy was like, yeah, we'll just get some pizza or whatever. And I'm like, meat lovers, like whatever. And he came back and I thought I was going to get Domino's, whatever the fuck. And it was Jets Pizza. Holy shitballs.
Yeah.
I was like, this blows the pants off any other like chain pizza place ever.
Yeah.
And when we went to MUTC, I had already looked because we landed in Ohio, right? And then we drove to, is it Ohio or Kentucky? I can't remember.
Oh,
Whatever.
it was
No,
that.
you
It was
guys
that
went-
tri-state Kentucky,
Yeah, it was like a
Kentucky,
weird-
Ohio.
yeah.
Yeah, Tennessee thing. Yeah,
And
yeah.
That
and I actually looked up on my phone. There was a Jets Pizza near the airport, And I was talking with Katrina. I was like, dude, I'm gonna get some fucking jets, dude. And I just totally forgot.
Yeah, we should have did that because then we could have brought it there and then we would have had it.
dude.
Oh, it would have been good, even as cold pizza.
Oh.
It's actually surprisingly delicious. I was
It's like thick. It's
yeah,
fucking
I was like
good,
a
dude.
nice Sicilian slice. I was like, this is very good for what a franchise. It blows everything else out of the water.
It was good.
Do you remember
Yeah.
the debacle coming back?
Oh God.
Him and Tyler got stuck in Cincinnati.
Yeah, at the airport, I was like, all right, guys, their flight was like an hour after mine. It
Yeah.
wasn't even, and I was just like, okay, we'll go. And worst plane fight ever on the way back. It's probably a good
Yeah,
idea. to
you
go, but-
literally were like,
yeah, dude, it's like I'm
You
like
landed-
I'm like a white knuckle flyer anyway, and that was
that's when
you know,
like all the systems went down for a couple of days. Like it was
Dude.
like fucked up.
You guys were stuck in Cincinnati for what, 2 days?
2 days, and dude, Tyler's like, dude, I gotta get back to work. I'm like, I think at this point I was like, I'm on vacation, so I'm like, I'm okay, but I'm like, oh boy, this is starting to get a little much.
Yeah.
And then we finally got a flight out of there to go to DC, and we were like, and Tyler's like, fuck it, whatever, we'll just have to like whatever. I'm like, well, and I called you.
'Cause we were
driving.
communicating the entire time because there was a moment where I was like, fuck it, I'm getting back in the car. I'm driving to Ohio.
Ugh.
I was like, the boys call, the boys answer. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to drive back to Ohio and pick these two chuckleheads up. We're going to turn around, come right back. And
that would suck.
my mom, my girlfriend, my dad were all looking at me and they're like, you're fucking insane. I was like, they need help and they can't get back. I was like, and like, you're seeing it on the news, like massive amounts of flights canceled. I'm like, they're stuck in Ohio. Like,
And all the rental cars were
they weren't doing one ways. And they were
Well,
also booked.
They were booked because of Taylor Swift in the 500-mile radius. I remember that.
Yeah.
This bitch.
She
I
had
remember
some
the-
crazy concert.
Yes.
So all of them were
This
booked.
bitch is starting earthquakes,
Yeah,
canceling all the
I
flights.
was like,
bitch.
oh my God.
And finally, Tyler called me at like 12 o'clock on a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Yeah.
And he's just like, we may have gotten a flight. I was like, okay, where do I got to pick you up? And he's like, it might be DC. I was like, cool, I'll get in the car. And he's like, well, don't do it yet because we're not sure if we're getting the flight. He's like, we're waiting to see and find out. I was like, cool, when would it land? He goes, 8 o'clock. I'm like, okay, DC traffic. I was like, it's going to take me like 6 hours to get there.
But it wasn't even that. Was it even bad? Was it as bad as
The
that?
traffic was okay-ish. It was because another torrential monsoon happened. So I don't remember what road we were on. Like it went from doing 70 to doing 20 because you couldn't see two cars
I
in front
forgot.
of you.
You didn't. I don't remember you picking me up at the Jeep. Did you pick me up
No,
at the Jeep?
no. I stole my mom's car because it was.
Oh, she wanted you to take that.
yeah, my
think,
parents were freaking the fuck out, and I was like, "I'm going. It does not matter. Like, I'll take my Jeep." And she's like, "Fine, but you're taking my car." I'm like, "All right, whatever." That's like we were gonna take Evan's car because I called Evan and it was like, "Hey, road trip right now. Get ready."
Road trip
And,
right now.
And he's like, "What?" And I go, "I'm coming to pick you up." He gets in the car. He's like, "Where are we going?" I was like, "DC." He's like, "Why?" I was like, Richie and Tyler, they need to be picked up.
Oh, and just so you know, you drove back, and
Yeah.
we were like, man, we should have drove back, and we're gonna waste this. Like,
Yeah,
oh man,
'cause
what?
Sean and I drove from here to MUTC.
You were lucky, Dave, because you flew into over here, Stewart, right? Or where did you fly into? Did you fly into Jersey, into Newark?
I thought you went to Newark.
I think it was Newark. Yeah, it was Newark because when we landed, all the fire alarms were going off in Newark. And as I'm walking through the jetway, I can hear it. But I'm looking and I'm like, nobody's panicking or anything. So I was like, oh man, that sucks. And as soon as I come into the terminal, it shuts off. And everybody goes, oh, thank God. Like it must have been going on for hours. And then it kicked right back on. And I was like, oh, shit. So the whole walk through, that was that time. Yeah, the whole walk through, all the fucking fire alarms were blaring like loud as fuck. Because I remember was super young and we're trying to like not
Yes.
Yes, I flew into
Newark.
Jersey. Sorry.
Yeah, Newark sucks.
Yeah.
Imagine like a taxi service just for airsofters that are going to,
To and from
Events.
events.
even if they're taking a plane, but you just pay the taxi to haul your gear over there.
Oh,
Imagine a service that
usually-
did that.
well, Yeah,
that's
that's
called
what-
have a friend group.
Yeah, that's why you have
Yeah.
the guy that's driving, and you
Yeah,
pay,
but
and you pay.
let's
you basically
pretend
pay
that-
gas and everything.
Let's pretend airsofters don't have friends for a minute, or all their friends are flying and have their gear situated. Imagine that. Imagine a business that was just.
Look, I like driving. I'm not doing it.
That's incredibly niche.
Well,
And,
actually,
Yeah.
you know what you do.
You
You
know
know
what
what you do. Actually, you can get. I think UPS has like containers that you can rent, and they'll ship it to a location.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would be that much, to be honest with you. If you're splitting it with enough people,
Yeah, that's
and it's
also
all
one of
and
those.
it's all Pelican cases and they're stackable, and you put it on a pallet, you'd have to do it beforehand
Yeah.
because you'd have to like.
Which would also require that airsofters have their gear ready a week or two in advance, which they never fucking do.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you.
I know. Well, you know, I bring a lot, and then like I'm like, oh, let me use this and that and everything.
Rich is scratching his head in front of all of his open bins. Like, where's my 18th HPA tank?
I will say,
I can't go to
Where's
this
my
event with-
256 tag grenade.
I will say that I do that. But
Like I
yeah.
said, I see it happening now. The week before this AMS game, you're going to be up here on a Sunday night, and he's going to be fixing the gun.
No, because I'm either using, well, most of my guns work, so I'm going to bring either that one. The only thing I got to do with that is
Put a Bosch unit on.
put the boss unit on. Hopefully this whatever handguard comes in. I may order from Gunbroker. I've never made a gun. Does anybody have a Gunbroker account?
I do.
I'm gonna, maybe
Yeah,
after
I
this
do.
I'll look at the heat shields and I'll just get one because apparently used ones, the M4 for real, are like $60.
Last
and I'll just
time
get
I
that.
searched
Sounds
for
about
the
right, yeah.
real steel heat shield handguards, they were exorbitantly expensive.
The ones that I saw that were the M4.
6mm airsoft. You can get an airsoft one that's like $50. The shipping's not ridiculous, and it actually will get you pretty quick. If
No,
you
I
order
know.
it,
I have
order now.
Octagon. No, Octagon is still has to ship it to me. So I'm just doing another. Yeah, like Gunbro. Somebody said they saw it. You said it. I think you were looking on.
No.
They come
you,
and go.
You told me that was the thing. I was like, that sounds right for Gunbroker.
Now, can I remember my?
I want to
Okay.
pose a topic of discussion to you guys because I saw RGK post this, and I found the question to be vague, and I found some of the comments to be interesting. It was, how can airsoft businesses better support the community? So I'm just like, all right, what do you mean by airsoft businesses? Like retailers, event producers, fields, gun manufacturers, brands like Elite Force that basically just rebrand, redistribute stuff, techs, the snack bar.
Okay, so
All
what
right.
are you getting at?
So like what businesses do you mean? Like, how can they better support the community? What do you mean by like support the community? And what's the community? Is the community like airsofters,
Okay.
like that come out and play? You know what I'm saying? And it's a really vague question. And this one response to it, I didn't really agree with it. Yeah, realistic prices for products. There's some items that we pay for in airsoft that should not cost that much. I agree with that. There are some products where I'm just like, yeah, that's like ridiculous. Then he says, especially once you know the cost of production. Just because you know the cost of production doesn't mean that you understand that businesses have to make a profit. And if you're not going to
Sounds like
buy,
communism.
if you're not going to buy 100 lipo batteries in bulk from China to rebrand and sell it because you only need one battery, you have to get it from somebody that is going to buy it in bulk. And the only reason why anybody's putting any money down to buy something in bulk
Is to make a profit.
to resell it and make a profit. And the profit isn't just making some money back on flipping batteries because it's not a flea market. Businesses have taxes and overhead and expenses.
Yeah, but
usually
most
employees.
people don't understand that.
Right. And then as he goes forward, he goes,
This is like the people that think
Yeah.
open play should be 15.
he goes, excellent customer service on a no questions asked basis. If I pay hundreds of dollars for something and it breaks, I want a replacement or the parts to fix it. I agree. If you buy something and it breaks, there should be like a warranty.
Yeah.
There should be some support, but on a no questions asked basis.
No, yeah, that's fucked. Yeah,
You know what I
no.
mean?
Because
So-
here's the thing. So I'll pose a situation. Titan batteries have a lifetime warranty. This is great to cover manufacturer defects.
Shit just popped off.
So probably 2 months ago, a kid walks in here having bought a Titan battery from us, and we're an official Titan distributor. And he goes, I bought this last week and it doesn't work anymore. And it's like kind of puffing up. And I was like, that's interesting.
A Titan battery?
A Titan battery. And I was like,
Lithium
did you-
ion?
Lithium polymer.
Okay.
It's one of their new lithium polymer line.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, did you leave it plugged in all week? He was like, no. I'm like, okay.
I'd have to look.
And he was
later.
kind of being kind of being an ass about it. Like he was rude, kind of curt. He's like, well, I want you to replace it. I was like, that's cool, man. We don't have this battery right now. I was like, you have one of the most popular LiPo batteries at the moment. I was like, so we've sold out of them. I'm going to be doing another Titan order soon. I was like, I don't have one to replace it. In the meantime, if you want, you can go to the Titan website and file a warranty claim and they'll take care of it. I was like, in the meantime, I can sell you a new battery. He's like, well, you should just replace it with another brand. I was like, I could. You're right. I was like, but in this case, because it's Titan, you should just replace it with a Titan. I was like, so you can do that. I was like, if you want to buy a new battery, that's fine. Like, that's company policy. I'm not replacing it with a different item. And then he let it slip. He's like, well, I don't understand. I charged it last night and now it's starting to, it puffed up when I charged it. I was like, how'd you charge it? He's like, well, I plugged it in. And I was like, okay, which connector did you plug it in by? He's like, oh, I plugged it in by the connector that goes into the gun. And I was like,
the criminal cell.
that's not going to work. I was like, you just voided your warranty because now you just explained to me that it was user error. And he goes, what do you mean? And I was like, if you plugged it in by this port, that means that you have put voltage through the out port, not the in port. I was like, it has to be charged by this white connector. And he goes, oh, well, the guy that sold it to me here said I could charge it that way. I was like, no, he didn't.
Doubtful.
He's like, and he sold me the charger with it too. I was like, also doubtful. We don't sell nickel-based chargers, so that could never happen. I was like, we will charge a nickel-based battery. I was like, but we don't sell the chargers for him because we don't sell the batteries.
Did he not buy it here?
No, he bought it here. He had the receipt.
Okay.
But he was trying to make a stink about the fact that because someone that works here apparently told him you can charge it from the connector that goes to the gun. I was like, that's not physically possible. I've trained all the employees on that. They know better. They're airsofters. The people that work here actually know better because they do play. It was like, so no. It was like, and you're telling me you also bought a charger here. It was like, maybe you bought that charger here a year or 2 years ago. I was like, we've stopped selling nickel-based chargers because no one fucking uses them.
Yeah.
It was like the only people that come in here using them are the people that bought a gun from Evike that it came with a 9.6. So they don't know better yet because they're brand new to the sport. I was like, if you've been playing long enough, you know you can't do this. But he's kind of being a dick about it. And I was like, that's fine. You don't have to be happy in this situation. But you voided your warranty by misusing the product. I was like, I can't help you. I was like, you can try. You can still try with Titan. But I'm not going to help you in this moment because now it's just a loss for me. Sure, it's a $35, $40 battery. And I want to make the customer happy. But there's a line that has to be drawn between good customer service and realizing that this dude's kind of being a dick to you. So I'm not going to reward him being a dick to you. That's it.
I'll say this much. I wish like businesses that have like makers of products that have a warranty system they go, oh, if you're able to get in contact with them faster, like they have like a
Titan has a
AI or
warranty
whatever.
page.
But what I'm saying, warranty, where somebody answers it. It's not like 24/7, but pretty goddamn close enough where, hey, I've got this battery. This is what's going on. This is what it is. And you show the claims, and they're pretty much going to say yes. And they're going to basically, you take it in, you give them one of your things, and then you get the money back or another product. That would be awesome. So then they don't have to go to the manufacturer. And I can see where somebody's like personal experience be like, now I got to go to talk to the manufacturer. Then because they've already gotten my money, they're not going to it's going to be a pain in the ass. I could see where if Titan is so like committed on their product and certain like certain places that sell their products would be like, all right, warranty stuff with these issues, just replace it, send us the other battery, and it's on us. You know what I mean? Where the customer doesn't have to contact us because then it's like they got to ship it back, they got to do all this. We'd rather have.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Titan will do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
The issue is
I've
that
used Titan's warranty before. They actually get back pretty quick, and they kind of don't ask questions.
Well, so in this case, like I could do that. I could have totally done that had we had a battery on hand. But because this customer was being a dick about it, there's a line between the no questions asked customer service.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. Maybe this is a hot take. The no questions asked part is complete lunacy.
Yeah.
That's silly. That's
Like-
ripe for taking advantage of the people that are manufacturing, which then causes them to lose money, which then makes them go out of business.
I buy
like
a
on
new
large
car.
scale.
I buy a new car, and I have to change my wiper fluid, and I put it in where I'm supposed to put my engine oil,
Yeah.
and then I
Right.
break the car, and then I'm just like,
No questions
now I'm
asked.
trying to
customer
sue them because
You're not gonna
the
sue 'em.
car doesn't work, right, or whatever. I'm gonna.
Well, this is what I'm getting at because you hear people say it a lot too with like the service industry. Like people that have worked in the service industry aren't a dick when they go to a restaurant because they've been there, they know. In the same regard, you shouldn't be a dick when you go up. If you have a problem with something, that's awesome. Come in and treat someone like a normal human being. Like we specifically like work with everyone in here as much as we can to be nice. Friendly customer service is a goal. But if you're going to come in here and be an asshole or a dick because you think that you're entitled, that's different. Like that's just an
That's
attitude
still
problem.
it's a two-way street,
Yeah.
right? Like if everybody just acts like a human being, then it's fine. But to get back on the part about some airsoft shit should be cheaper or whatever the fuck, that's probably true in some cases, right?
Yeah.
But what people don't understand, so I feel like the 3D printing community kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit because they were like, oh, here's this small part. This company's selling it for $14. I can print it for 18 cents. And then they tell all their friends, I can print this for 18 cents. But what they didn't do is spend the time to develop the part, take the calipers out, put it into CAD, spend hours and hours and hours perfecting the version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, version 7, and then create enough product to put it out, right? And then at the end of it, they're like, oh shit, I have to charge you $12 because I've got so much sunk cost in it already. And it's in the 3D printing community in the beginning was like, hey, there's all these files and shit, whatever fuck. But now you 3D print quite a bit. And the cost is the cost. You know what I mean?
And it's not just the cost of the plastic you use and the electricity.
It's your
you
time,
use.
dude.
It's your time because the room in which I am printing things and selling things is a business. I pay rent for that room. I had to form my business. I have to collect sales tax. I have to report that sales tax. I'm basically doing bookkeeping work on top of my normal job.
Yeah.
Airsoft community, I feel like, is very used to like a buddy of theirs being able to do something and doing a favor. And there's like an exchange of favors. But once it breaks into a business, it's like you will go broke. You will siphon money out if you keep doing favors for people.
Yeah.
Like you have to make some money.
Yeah.
And like for my products, in regards to this guy's comment about products, he also, the rest of this comment, he also is also releasing bad products because they're not finished and having issues is a major problem.
That's
and then also the guy who fucking charged his battery wrong because he didn't fucking know because he did no research and maybe nobody tried to inform him or he just disregarded it for whatever reason.
Wouldn't you look at the battery and be like, why are there 2 plugs?
Dude, that's
Let
the
me
same-
figure that out.
Well, there's the products on my website, and then there's all the 3D printed products I make. They'll go into customer builds because I'm installing them, and I'll charge them accordingly for the part. But as far as like my online catalog, super small because I don't want to put, even though it's a 3D printed plastic part.
Yeah.
People will be like, oh, 18 cents of plastic, and but.
Oh, dude, we're going to see a tenfold with those grenades.
Yeah. So but the thing is,
Yeah.
I don't want to sell a product that I don't put ample documentation out to inform the customer how to use it. And if you look at my feed blocks, super in-depth install guide, Airsoft Junkies has bought and installed more of those feed blocks than any other person.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And they've helped with some like design iterations.
Kind of.
We came across this thing.
After I think like the third or fourth bulk order of it, I just asked the head tech there. I was like, hey, like throughout these batches, have you noticed any QC issues? Because you installed more of them than I do, And he's like, no, honestly, like they're all good. You put a lot of thought into it. I can tell by the design and watching your video. And we have had no issues installing them. The only time I've seen an issue with them is when somebody installed it and they didn't follow the guide.
Yeah.
So now, do you think this comment? Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Do you think that this comment, maybe in this person's head, they're thinking big box store and not mom and pop?
No.
Are they thinking e-bike or
I'm gonna tell-
like?
well, here's the thing.
Is that the experience that this person had, and so now there's shit on the website that's not even.
I don't want to.
You know what I mean? And then maybe the customer service isn't so good.
Yeah.
And
like
maybe there's products on there that
Right.
they
We
just
don't-
put on there and they don't work.
We don't know the context or
Yeah.
what he's
Yeah.
talking about specifically, but he did say the no questions asked basis, which is like,
You
That's
can't do
silly.
it.
And that actually leads me to believe he is talking about the big fucking 5 or whatever, because in everybody's minds, they make so much money, it shouldn't matter for them anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is, it's just a fallacy.
But-
It's a logical fallacy,
but just to continue, like, so in regards to like all of this stuff, the cost of the feed block doesn't represent the electricity, doesn't represent the cost of plastic that's worked into it. It also represents some of the hardware I had to buy to put into it. It also represents the fact that how many of these can I print on my printer that cost X amount of dollars before I have to maintain that printer, which the maintenance costs X amount of dollars? What's my time for processing it? Because when I'm processing printed parts, I stop doing customer builds because I can't do two things at once.
Now you might have to hire an employee. How much
and-
does that employee cost?
And if somebody breaks their feed block, because they are paying a considerable amount for it, I believe if they pay for the product, they should have the working product. If it fails on any part due to maybe it's a lemon or whatever, they get a completely free replacement for it. They just have to send me a proof of purchase and like a photo of the damage. I need the photo because I want to know what broke so I know how to improve it.
At the end of the day, if there's something like that where you
know?
can just be like, hey, this is what happened. And like, they're like pretty honest and straightforward. And then you can kind of see like, look, it happened with my feed block when and mine was like early generation. And it was like one of the ones you said that was like, because of how you did the infill, it was like a 5% chance that or 1% chance that was the one.
The first generation of the feed block, there was like more than 200 sold before I updated the design. Like 1 or 2% of all of those sold, the feed tube broke off.
And it just happened to be mine, and it was my buddy using it, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry." And I was like,
and you don't find that out until 200 plus people install it in their gun and run it through its paces and find out how to break it. And then it's like, cool.
As long as you don't leave people high and dry.
Free replacement, like they can reach out to me, and it's like I'll cover them. You know.
Yeah.
Now, if I didn't offer that support to like really honor my product, then the cost could go down. But because I know I'm signing up for RMAs and responding to emails of people that just don't want to watch the fucking guide and they ask questions, and I'm like, well, if you look at this video link, you can watch the guide. And they're like, yeah, I watched it, but then this question, I'm like, timestamp, like watch the guide.
So
it's right there. It'd be better if you have visuals. Don't let me explain it to you over email. It's like, this is the best way I can show it to you. That's why I made the video.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing. There's a lot of companies that literally make very high-end products, and they don't offer any RMA, and they're a pain in the ass. Like, I know there's a gear manufacturer. I don't even want to name names, but like, I'll tell you after. I couldn't believe that their bag and like it, and the guy was like, "Yo, I used this thing. It fell apart instantaneously." And it's like, you sewed it incorrectly, or you didn't, like, you would just at that point, like, you're gonna get, if you're honest with yourself as a company, if a customer comes up to you and is like, yo, I bought this product. Clearly, I like it. I wanted it to work. And if it's not working and it's something that could be easily fixed, you go, let me get back to you. I'm going to find out. And that's all you got to say. You don't say like, go fuck yourself, or like basically like, go
What do you mean? That's the first thing I say to everyone.
Like you try to make them feel like, oh, you know, that you may have to eat it. You may because that person shows pictures online and says, look at the quality of this. And it makes 4 other people that were going to buy your product go, ugh.
Now, is that the
especially
case?
especially how they treat their customer. Like, yo, man, I don't know. Like, I tell people all the time with you, I go, yeah, like, we'll be blunt. Like, your prices are high, but there's a reason for that. Like, if I have a problem, obviously I'm your friend, but I've seen you literally talk to people and literally spend hours to fix a problem that a lot of times was caused by user error, or just because of a part that you don't manufacture yourself. You're dealing with 1,300 parts that are coming from overseas and America and 3D printed and all this stuff to amalgamate into something. You're going to have something that goes wrong. It's just the thing that happens. Your
business is a cup of water, and there's a hole on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And you're pouring into it, and water is coming out of the hole on the bottom.
Yeah.
The moment that cup is empty and has no water, you file for bankruptcy, and you're working at Stewart's, and everything that you offered the airsoft community as a business, which only works because it generates a profit, now that's gone. So now you're gone, and that's why system is down.
Yeah, but what I'm saying about you is that
Airsoft Innovations,
but
dead.
But what I'm saying about
Airsoft Innovations took their cup and they just like cut the bottom of the cup off.
They shot it with a 12
They're just like,
Well,
no.
No. Remember, they did pre-orders, so they tried to dump a lot of water in it at first, and it just all spilled over.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to you is that, like, I think I think with like a person like you with, and I think I said this to you when you were doing the KGS builds. I said, dude, you need to legitimately. I think yes, you're building a product. Everyone builds an airsoft gun, but who the fuck warranties shit? Who is offering a 2-year warranty? I don't know anybody that's doing that. That means like
A lot of companies are shifting to a 1-year warranty, but there's some like caveats there. Like,
But what I'm saying is I think that's a selling point. It's like, oh, well, obviously I'm using this gun. There's things that can go wrong with it. And if I am able to like, that means this guy, one, guy's confident in his business. He's not going to leave me high and dry. I'm not like, I bought this very expensive item and then I'm like, well, now I can't, get it fixed. And like, what am I going to go to this other guy and he's not going to fix it and whatever. That I have that 2-year or whatever you offer. I forget what it is. It a year or 2 years?
It's for the Kythera gas stock builds. It's a 2-year warranty.
2 years, dude. That is like extreme. And then I even tell people, I'm like, do you think after that 2 years he's gonna tell you go fuck yourself? No, you're gonna try to be like, oh, let me see what happened. And then if it's something that is a defect from the manufacturer, you're gonna go to these other manufacturers that also deal with you in bulk and go, well, I don't want to ruin my relationship with Antec because they buy a lot of our stuff.
It used to be for the custom customer guns in my queue.
Yeah.
So they're not pre-builds. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm doing a batch and it's cookie cutter. It's like every build is unique.
Yeah.
Like just everything about it's unique to what we wanted to do for this customer. I used to offer a longer warranty on it.
Mm-hmm.
I did one bullpup PKP for some kid, and I did the build. It was shooting great. But what's stupid about it is that it's a bullpup PKP. It's a bullpup box mag that sits at an angle. Now, box mags feed when they're not at an angle and they're upright because there's a feed gear. So like, so that was the only retarded thing about the build. But there was a MOSFET in it, and within my original warranty period, he had reached out to me, sent a picture of some damage to the MOSFET, like the wires were messed up. And he's like, "Can you warranty that and fix that for free?" And I was like, "You clearly did that." I was like, you clearly, I know what I did in this gun. It was like one of those unique guns where like, it's enough of a headache routing the wires and making the wire. Like I knew exactly how I did it. And I was like, you did that. Like, I can't cover that. And he was upset about it. I never saw his business again after that. But after that, I moved my custom Q warranty to like 30 days. 30 days is like, you get it back in 30 days. If something's wrong with it, then a part drastically failed and it didn't fail while I was doing all the test firing of it, which can happen. Sometimes it doesn't show until you put an extra 1,000 rounds through it, and then whatever's going to break will break. So it's like, okay, we'll take care of that. Or just a defect in craftsmanship. If you built an AEG wrong, it will break or show huge decreases in performance within 30 days of you using it regularly.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a human being. So like outside of the 30-day period when people hit me up, I want to support them.
Yeah.
If I worked on their gun, I know it's best for their gun and for their user experience with the gun, that if something goes wrong with it, they bring it back to the guy that built it, because I'm going to do this much to get it back to where it needs to be, because that's all it needs, where it needs to be. Another tech is not going to know what I did to it.
Yeah.
Like when I work on something worked on by another tech,
you're almost like a detective having to go, what was this guy thinking?
Well,
how much Mountain Dew was he on?
I can spend all that time being a detective and trying to salvage everything that this person did, or as much as possible. But like every time I've tried to do that, another thing pops up.
Like gremlin,
another
Tom's
issue
416.
pops up. So if it was work,
Tom's 416.
that NGRS, there was so much wrong with that. And he was told, quote, "You will never break this gun." The gun was breaking itself just from firing.
Well, they were right. He would never break the gun. The gun will just
So like,
kill itself.
If it was worked on, I have to assume that it was all done wrong.
Yeah.
Not that it's like me shitting on other techs or talking bad about other businesses. It's just like I have 40 guns in there at a time.
Yeah.
Usually it's like, I got to move on to the next build. Do you want it done right? Or like, do you really want to have to, do you want to risk the chance that we're going to have to send this thing back and forth? So there's that part of it. So within the 30 days, that's like strict.
Yeah.
Like I will cover that. Outside of the 30 days, really it's for chuckle fucks that do something to fuck with their gun, or if they're being a dick about it.
So I have this question, because like
Otherwise, I want to help people. I want their guns to work.
you know my experience with techs and people fucking me over hard.
Speaking of which, Rich,
So-
I need to drop off all your guns to me so I can do routine maintenance and cleaning on them.
And then Antec's having it going out of business.
I'm going to completely, no, I'm just going to disappear. You're going to come in one day, the room will be empty. I'll be gone with all of
my
your shit.
God.
Like Rich, welcome to the new Zulu 24 Clubhouse.
Yeah. God. So now my question is it worth it to you? Like, let's say your labor is like what, $45 an hour? What is it?
45 an hour.
All right, 45 an hour. Now, if I buy, like, is it worth it to you as loyal customer? Let's say I'm a loyal customer, or somebody that's had a few guns built by you, right? And I'm, and then a problem is beyond the warranty, right? Is it worth to? And then you really gotta do some work to it. Like some stuff happened. Is it worth it if this person, for you, I know maybe not official, but official capacity, whatever, either or, that you charge that person $40. Or you charge them a little bit less because you know that they're going, oh, thank God, thanks for fixing this thing. And you're like, I took off $50 after, let's just say it took you 3 hours and you're saving. Obviously, your time is important, but you know that the next gun they're going to build is another $1,000, $1,500 gun. So they're not walking away going, oh man, the gun was fine, but like you're almost buttering them up. You almost got to play that butter up. Not everybody is the same, but there are some people you got to almost psychologically see.
It makes no difference to me as a business when it comes to tech labor. Mm-hmm. There's no difference if I butter them up for the next build because my queue is always full because there's demand for my work, and my time is still my time. I can do 2 5-hour builds to make 10 hours of labor, or I can do 1 10-hour build and make 10 hours of labor. I'm getting paid the same for my time.
Yeah.
So buttering them up is to be honest, I don't need the extra work. I'm not hurting for it because I have to reject a lot of builds because I can't fit any more in the shop and I keep getting emails. And it sucks. I want to accept all the builds.
So here's the question.
That's why I'm training other techs.
So here's the question.
You know what I mean?
If you had
with the feed blocks, if it breaks, it's I just give them a free item. Okay. The item is not time.
Yes.
I can get more film. I can print more, but my time I can't get back. And and a lot of the times
I get it.
Because there's a queue of people that are waiting and they've already invested something into the build, whether they already got some parts or maybe they just bought the gun for this build, they already have some money invested and they're waiting. Anything that cuts into that and makes that person wait longer is kind of fucking them over.
So here's the thing, I think for a certain customer, you see what they're about. If you save them, even if it's 50 cents, they see. Oh, I'm not saying that you have to.
I try to save the money where I can.
No, but when you do that and you point it out, and not in well, look what I did. It's more well, yeah, and you see it, and you're and you kind of think in your head, you're I don't really give a shit about that. It's whatever. It's fucking. It was like a screw that I found from McMahon. You understand what I'm saying?
I'll tell you this. This is true for this Dav kit. This is true for your Kythera build I just did, and most customer guns that I do. Yeah. Straight up. Every single gun that I do, there is time I spend on it that I don't charge for.
Yeah.
In addition to all the time I spend that I do charge for it. I spend more time on the guns than I charge for.
Okay.
Because I do look at the final bill as I'm writing it up, and I look at the gun that's finished, and my inner human is
you have had this point.
I'm some guns, it makes sense that they cost a certain amount when they're done.
Yes.
Some guns I know, I didn't even want to accept them to begin with, and the customer kind of strong-armed me, and it's just I know it'll, the APS UAR. I was I'm polishing a turret, and it's still a cheap gun. It's I have to spend extra time on this than I would for a different gun, but it's still going to be an APS. It'll have peculiar APS-isms, a piece of shit-isms, and he was cool with it. He was I understand that. To me, the base gun's worth it. And I was all right, but it's your time.
Yeah.
It's your time. And other tech companies that I see trying to compete with the price of the overall gun, they only do that. They pass savings on by either getting parts cheaper or by making their time less valuable by either cutting corners or honestly, the best way to do it without completely sacrificing quality is doing the pre-build approach. Because as long as it's all the same build and you're selling the same product, you can pretty much assembly line that shit.
Yeah.
You have 10
So I
gearboxes.
think that makes
You're going to
sense.
cure all the bearings inside of them all at once. That saves you a bunch of micro minutes of just getting it
We
set
call
up
those
to cure.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that makes sense, and then that's when you can offer that warranty
Yeah.
where it's like, hey, and that's an insurance policy that I'm telling you, no one else
when
has.
when I R-hop barrels,
Yeah,
I'll have a queue of guns. A bunch of them will need an R-hop barrel.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to order the parts upon them submitting the gun. That way, by the time I get to it, I have the parts. I can just do the build.
Yeah.
We're not holding them up for another week. So then when I just R-hop a bunch of barrels at once. Because if I do them individually when I need to do it, because I'm working on that gun now,
yeah,
setting up all the shit for the R-hop, letting the glue cure. I let the glue cure for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like, no, if it's going to cure for 24 hours, I'm going to do that to 8, 12 barrels at a time and not one at a time. It's
Yeah.
just, it's just trying to move
And I'm
things
not-
along.
and I'm definitely not,
you know?
and I'm not griping on what.
Yeah.
Because I've seen what the process is, but a lot of people don't. And I think, see, that's the thing I think I'm talking about, or what I should be taking more is that there are some people that are techs that are their time is worth, and then there's ones that are not, and they're kind of lumped in together, and it's hard to discern everybody. So then basically somebody that's doing piss poor work is labeled a tech, and they just think, well, why is Antec doing this? But then now you've established yourself with enough guns, especially on the field, and then locally
you discern yourself with satisfied customers. How many builds have you done that are now broken on the field?
yeah,
You know, like you play with your friends. I got this one built by this company. I got this one built by this company. And then you go and do an event, and then a gun goes down. And it's like, oh, your gun went down? Yeah. Oh, the one that was built by so-and-so? Yeah. It could have been the most stupid thing. It could have been your battery died. But their perception of it is going to be like, well, the one that you got from so-and-so broke, and the one I got from so-and-so didn't. So this is the best one.
Do you also find, I also find this thing a big major factor too. Let's just say for people that are not local to Zulu, right? Let's say it's something stupid. My God, like the person put the upper on wrong, or some jostling that just somehow it made, because they're not here, they can't just come up to you to the door and you're just like, oh, or like, it's like not even 5 minutes of your time, but they got to put it in a box, ship it to you. They don't want to open it. They don't want to give it to anybody.
It's like case by case. If I can get on, I like phone calls,
like a video,
and
chat
video
or something.
calls sometimes. I don't like emails are good for the formality and keeping records of stuff, but
like prices and things like that. Yeah.
But
or
like
an invoice.
consultation, or if they have an issue, I try to get on the phone with them, and I'm gonna be like, let me see what you're looking at, because sometimes like if they take their upper off, maybe they took an O-ring off like their hop up, and now it's not sealing right.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, you just need another O-ring there. Like, oh, right there? Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, I saw that O-ring on the ground. It's like, yeah, that's probably what it was. And then, like, sometimes that'll happen.
Yeah.
Other times you finish a whole build for somebody and you ship it out to them, and then you're getting emails from them, and they're sending you pictures of it, and they didn't even test fire the gun yet. They already fucking took it apart and started doing shit to it. And they're like, yeah, it's not really performing right. And I'm just like, I'd love to help you, but I don't know what you did to it at this point. I know.
God, yeah.
I post videos of the guns when they're done. I like to have proof of life. I was range testing it. Everything was good on my end when I shipped it out. If it stayed like that and now it's having problems, I could give you an idea of what it's doing based off the symptoms. But you took it apart, man. It could be.
I think showing more, like, see, I try to tell people this because, like, I try to be I'm a big advocate of yours because I've played a long time and I've had really shitty service, and like, you do make good guns for me. I don't mind paying for it. And I think the one value that I do come to you from time to time, like, hey, like the one, like, I think for the next iteration, like, okay, the MP7 with the tank stop adapter, and going, oh yeah, what if we just extend this? It's like, oh yeah, you know what? That is a good idea. And I don't care because I know for the future, I haven't used it yet. It's like little things like that, but I know that you're not like, fuck you, pay me, or like whatever. But I can imagine for the person that isn't local, doesn't know you personally, doesn't know from a hole wall how you your approach to actually. But I think like your videos online, like your YouTube, where you go through that step-by-step process is a big behind the scenes, almost like, oh, this is why this guy does this. Oh, this is why. And I think that's maybe in the beginning, a couple of years ago, you were having a little bit, but now I think you have your problem is there's not enough Anthony's. That's your problem. It's always been that.
That's why I'm training more Anthony's.
Yeah.
And also, I'll tell you that if I didn't have to pay rent, my prices would go down. You know what I mean? A lot of it, it's the cup.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
if less water was pouring out, then I'd be like, yeah, I can pass the value on, because ultimately that's good.
No. I mean, yes, right. That pulls down your overhead, but this is what I see. I give Anthony a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Right. I am a dinosaur. I mean,
Yeah, you're the worst.
dude.
Dave makes me
Stop,
immune
stop.
to anything anybody has to say.
Look, I am the guy. I am the make it work guy. I don't care. So in my PTW for like 3 years, the pin that held on my bolt catch was a stick that I found on the ground. Like, I don't care. It fucking works, right?
That's awesome.
Just get it fucking done, right? I'm a get it done guy, right?
Yeah.
But
That was probably the tip of my makeshift on jamming rod I used that one time.
could have been, right? So I give Anthony a lot of shit, right? However, he's fucking meticulous.
Yes.
Like
That you know what? That's the word I was looking for.
I have never seen anybody besides 1 or 2 YouTube videos that I watched one time. I hate tech videos. Like it just doesn't interest me, right? I don't have that gene. Anthony's fucking meticulous to a fault. He will not put a gun out the door until he's 1,000% sure he did it to his best ability. And that goes with 3D printing parts and all that shit. So basically, if you're worried about the price, you don't take a Ford to a fucking Lamborghini dealership to get it worked on.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bloat his fucking head anymore.
Yeah.
Anthony's putting fucking supercars out.
Yeah.
He's putting
You know what?
fucking supercars out. and
There's Dick.
and look,
Dick.
like he could never say that,
Yeah.
but I can, right?
Yes.
He's putting out a higher tier fucking quality product, and you're gonna pay extra for that. His time is more valuable.
Yeah.
Maybe the best, maybe
Shut
better.
up. His
Better than Rush's guns.
like I get on him all the time, dude. I fucking get on him
Yeah.
all the time. Like, you need to speed this shit up, but you can't. Like he can't. His brain will not allow him to take any shortcuts.
Yeah.
He fucking pours not his heart and soul into guns, but
Yes, my heart and soul.
he does it.
like
Fucking,
even to that
he
APS
does it.
gun. I saw the
It's a
deal with that
blood
APS.
sacrifice, every build.
Like that
A piece
APS
of me is in your collection.
Like that
It really
APS
is.
Yeah.
And so to judge Anthony based on price alone is kind of just, it's ignorant. It's fucking ignorant.
But
right?
I beat
But it's
I
not
beat
stupidity,
moms and
it's-
children over the
but
head
This one goes back
for
to
money.
what I'm saying is
It's
ignorance.
not about
'cause-
money. It's about quality.
Well-
and you're going to pay extra for quality.
And that's the thing is the ignorance is that they just everybody's lumped airsoft tech, and you said this is lumped in with everybody. And then they what they do is they experience this guy, this famous guy, this guy.
Yeah.
But then like what's interesting is that you're starting to rise a little bit above that, and people are like, oh yeah, that
Well, case in point, right? So in the Sistema world, Tackleberry, right?
yeah.
He rewinds motors, dude. You take a Kumi 490, you send it over there, and somehow it comes back, and it's fucking better.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
rewinding a motor is no simple, quick task.
It's not.
You
However,
cannot assembly line that.
I can learn how to do it. I've done it before. I've looked it up. There's special tools involved, techniques, and all the he's not doing anything completely fucking wild. He's just
Yeah.
rewinding it and making the motor more efficient, right? I could do that. Tackleberry charges like $450 a motor, and I'll pay it all day long.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
'Cause
Because
time,
I
yeah.
know that I don't know the nuance to rewinding it like he does.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
has that intangible skill
Yeah.
that I don't. He's got 1,000 motors under his fucking belt.
Yeah.
It's worth the $400, as opposed to me paying the $250 for a Kumi 490 and then fucking it up in my garage, and then buying another Kumi 490 and fucking it up in my garage, and then buying it. You know what I mean? Like, this is a silly argument. He's not charging $1 billion per build. You know what I mean? He's not price gouging everything. He's got a fucking soul.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna pay more for better quality shit. That's just the
Yeah.
way it is, dude. I get my jeans at Walmart.
You know what's
why?
funny,
'Cause they're
too?
cheap, and I know that they're not gonna last very long. But they're cheap. You know,
I've given quotes to people for a custom build, and between parts and labor and everything, at the end of the day, it was maybe like most builds I do on average are between $1,200 and $2,000. And there's a pretty broad range because the builds are unique because I do custom work. I'll accept the guns that other techs won't do because they only do pre-builds. Like good techs won't do it, you know? And then they're like, it's too steep for me. And they'll show up like 2 weeks from now and they'll have an umbrella. And I'll look it up and I'm like, that gun was like $2,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's $2,000 assembly lined, built by employees, not the head tech.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just like, all right.
And then at that point,
there's the perception of it. It's perception.
And then that's the thing. It's
And
perception of what.
And I'm not bothered by it because, like, again, like my rack is like, it pains me to turn guns away, but I physically, at this moment, right now as we're filming this, I can't fit another gun on the gun rack. It's going to be like on a bench and in my way.
Yeah.
If I accept it, it's going to be like all over the fucking place. The shop's going to become a rat's nest.
Yeah. Like the problem.
I can't fit any more guns, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got to ignore people too. I got to like cut the conversation short because I'm like, look, at a certain point, I have to finish all these guns. And every second I spend, you know.
Do you feel like almost like a lot of the basic builds you got to like turn away because it's just like, it's not in a bad way.
I've gotten good at profiling what people's needs and wants are. People that play maybe once a month and they just want a gun that works. Why should they wait months in my queue for me to soup up their fucking Valken so that it doesn't break?
Yeah.
For them to spend more than what the Valken costs. If they can just spend that money and more expediently get a Crytek, and now they'll have a gun that'll work every time they come out that once a month, and it'll perform way better than their Valken. And that's all they need. That's all they really care for. You know?
So, yeah, okay.
I need an economical car that has good gas efficiency so that I can get to work and back.
I need a Honda.
Versus I'm going to a car swap meet, or I just got a divorce and I need something really cool. Or,
I need to try to pick up the
I just
young
turned
women.
40.
Or
I need a car.
Or like I legitimately want to outrange people that have the same weapon class as me. And I'm willing to spend extra to have
There's
that.
a total different.
Or I want the jiggles in my shoulder when I shoot it. I want the recoil, and NGRS should shoot 270 FPS.
But here's
and I want
mine.
you to make it brushless and have it shoot like
Perfect
United
example.
States limits.
Yeah, but perfect example, you got that guy that's like the Valken. Hey, look, I just want, or a basic EG. Hey, look, I just need a few tweaks, whatever. 3-4 hours worth of labor or whatever you're saying, right? But then there's a guy like me who's like, well, I want to put a gas stock and a TM MP7.
You're different.
But you see, that's what I'm saying. I'm a different person. But for me, I know the value. I'm like Dave, where I'm like, look, you know what to do with every single thing. Like your Kythera builds are excellent. You've gotten really, really good at the Kythera builds.
This is what you do to me, Rich, right? I am very capable of making all your mad scientist fantasies come to life. I can make it happen.
Yeah.
I can engineer it. I can build it. I can get stuff fabricated if I don't have the means to do it. I could do all of it. It's all on the table. I can get custom computer boards made. I can go down that rabbit hole and make it happen, right? But like, I don't want to be that guy no more, you know? And you're always pulling me out of mad scientist retirement.
Hey.
You're like, I got one more mission, Anthony. Put a gas stock on my PPK pistol. And I'm like, no.
And then you do it.
And you're like, hey, man, like, look at it. Like, it's so fucking cool, man. Just do it. And I'm just like, all right, Rich, fine. I'll do it.
But then, like, you know what? Once you do it, but
Like,
then
I'm not joining your team. We're putting together a team. I'm in. Like,
But like you pull me back in, and then I do it, and then you're basically like afterwards you're like, it is pretty cool that I was able to do this. But like,
it's
I would
cool.
say,
I take pride in my work.
There's been a few times where you're like, there's been the phone call where I get, and
you make me go full Sigma,
and you're like, bro. This fucking thing, I hate you so much.
Yeah.
Why would you want this cursed gun, you piece of shit? And then I'm like, well, man, I'm so sorry. But I think it's just so cool.
For the gas stock on your MP7, I remember having all the prototype prints laid out on the table, all the little iterations to the final one that works. And I was machining stuff and modifying this already modified fusion engine. And as I'm doing all of this, and we talked about the time, and you're like, I will pay you for the time. I was like, thanks, buddy. Like, you know, I appreciate it because I feel bad at this point. And as I'm looking at all of this, I'm like, Rich is never going to use the gun with the gas stock on it. He's going to use the other stock so you can run a hose on it. And I've not seen you run the gas stock on it once.
I got to do it one time. Well,
It's just like...
Well, the problem is it does
It's like
rotate.
you just wanted to see if it was possible.
He was willing
man.
to spend the money on it.
Have you ever thought about making a fucking, not a Honda Civic, I don't know, what's a Ford Mustang? Have you ever thought about making an AEG, like maybe working with a volume manufacturer and like, here's the parts list?
Oh, doing the Novrich.
Yeah, like just coming out with like, I'm not talking about a fucking supercar. I'm talking about like
A stand.
like a Camaro. You know what I
The
mean?
only
Like-
reason
like-
why the
or a
Novrich
workhorse. Yeah,
Novrich guns only sell because of the brand.
The Toyota Hilux.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not famous.
You're not yet.
My name's not
But-
famous.
But look, man, if
And
you
he didn't get famous from the guns. He got famous from the What's Up guys.
Yeah, sure, but here's the thing: you could make like not a mid tier, but like upper middle class gun,
A Toyota Hilux.
right? Upper middle class gun that
Like
it's
a $600 AEG.
indestructible. Yeah, like $500 to $600 price range.
I
Where
would
you
use
buy
that
this,
stuff.
it's gonna work until fucking you pass it down to your grandkids.
Yeah, but $500 to $600 in indestructible.
Don't go hand in hand.
9 times out of 10 in airsoft don't go hand in hand. You know,
I'm just trying to think like maybe there's a
it
way.
being that price range and indestructible in and of itself is a good lemon. It's like the lemon that won't die.
Yeah.
Like that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Unless if
Dan's
it's the OG SEMA AK, because like on paper they shouldn't work, but for some fucking
Oh,
reason
yeah.
they don't die.
Yeah, mine's still going.
Their compression is like through the roof. It's like 400 FPS
It's
with
silly.
2.5s. And you open it up and you're like, they're using like sawdust and boogers for the grease. What the hell? And you can leave it unchanged. The second you close it back up and try to shoot it again, your compression's gone. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what do they do to it?
It's a
It's
magic.
the, remember, it's
What Chinese magic?
Well, it's the Tokimori dust. Remember where they'd say never open a Tokimori. The magic dust will just go away.
yeah.
And I used to think that it's just because they didn't do it right. And I can just disassemble something and put it back together to the T without hindering anything. I know with so much confidence I can do that. I'm telling you, SEMA AKs have pixie fairy magic dust in them.
You pray then.
Yeah.
Anthony, you know what time it is?
Is it normie?
Thank you, because I do have to get out of here soon.
Yeah.
And we're,
Sorry.
we're
I let-
approaching 3 hours.
I let the
sorry.
tech talk go on for probably longer.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's
okay.
all right.
Do we want the same one from yesterday, or do we want a new one that kind of goes on brand with the topic we were discussing
Yeah.
earlier?
Let's go with the new one.
New one? All right.
Yeah, new one sounds
So
good.
this one comes from YouTube. We'll save the other one for the next podcast.
Is it normie to be named Rich and live in
No.
New York City?
No, this one caught me by surprise because I
Who
was like,
doxed
this
me,
could
bro?
be a good one. Is it normie to complain about a lack of realism, but then still use mid-cap or high-cap magazines?
Is it normie?
To complain about a lack of realism in airsoft, but still use mid-cap and high-cap mags. This is a shot at the MSW community because immersion milsim, but they still use EPM ones.
If you can't beat them, join them.
I don't know.
I think it all goes back to being effective when you talk
Because
about
we were-
the magazines.
we were talking about gas guns before and doing a
Yeah,
gas
yeah.
gun op, and I was like, shit, I know there's that other normie topic to bring up because there's an argument to be made here. Like, we don't restrict the magazines for Milsim Day because
Yeah.
it's an open play airsoft game. We're not making a realism game. We're making a more in-depth airsoft game. But if you're going to complain about realism in an airsoft game, should you still be using PTS EPM mags?
So airsoft is basically a painting of a picture taken during war, right?
Yep.
Like that's what airsoft is. So realism and airsoft don't really go hand in hand. It's like it's like we're playing T-ball, but we're trying to be the World Series final game in fucking baseball. I don't know.
I think it goes back to the original combat thing. Combat is like 5% of what the military does.
Like-
If we were really doing Milsim, it would be reports. What is it? Sexual harassment seminars and
Sharp training.
and
Yeah.
sweeping and moving
Yeah.
boxes from one point
Don't
to
move
another.
those rocks from over there to over there, and
Yeah,
then when
yeah.
you're done, move them back.
Cyber awareness training.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know, like
Rich went up to use the bathroom and he left his laptop open. Click what you see wrong in the photo.
Yeah,
That's
Like,
exactly what it's like.
I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just a jab at Milsim West marketing campaign. Maybe it's bringing them down a notch, right? Like, and just understanding that we're all just nerds playing pretend, and maybe
Yeah.
that's the point of that one. But unless It just doesn't bother me at all. I don't know. That just
I
doesn't
like
bother
being
me at all.
effective because, in all honesty, the guns are not real rifle exact.
Look,
accurate.
if everybody
they
had
were-
real caps, people would still be treating tarps as hardcover.
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
And
And here's the other thing: I don't
Yeah.
know a manufacturer makes reliable 30 round or 35 round. You'd actually
Arcturus.
you'd have to you'd
GOG.
actually okay. So if that's the case, but priced at a point that is
Yeah, Arcturus and 4 mags
like-
are $20 a piece, and they're 30 or
$10. I need $10.
they're 30
just to
or
make my point.
120.
Okay, so here's
Arcturus,
the thing.
you could
So-
better support the airsoft community by
Yeah.
taking a loss on
I
your
actually
mags
think-
to sell them to rich.
Yeah.
I actually think instead of 30, they should be 35 or maybe 40 because every gun always spits out like 5 or 6 rounds. So to get that actual like 100% 30, that would be ideal. Now, if you did that, my opinion at that point is if you're going to go all realism, you might as well go hard as hell where you're shooting harder FPS. So then you don't
we
do
are again.
dumb stuff.
Well, that's
Here we are again.
Well, yeah, but that's
We need 500 FPS no med.
okay.
Real caps only.
That's
No
the,
iPro
real
allowed.
pro. Oh, no, bro.
That's well, yeah, exactly, right. Like that's the whole thing. We're trying to relate.
No iPro.
We're trying to relate this thing to a real thing when they are not the same.
No.
They're just not the same. They look this again. It's a painting of a picture taken during war, right? Like it's so far fucking removed. It's like saying that the artist that painted the painting of the picture of the war is a fucking veteran. You know what I mean? It's like saying that. Realism in airsoft can go to a certain point visually, but in practicality, I can't
it's almost the same-
set up a base of fire.
In real life, you might get shot in
800
the
meters
arm.
away.
Even if you really think
And
about
keep
it,
going.
even military training and my idea is only as close as you can because you can't get any. You
can't replicate it.
You can't you can replicate it to about 90%, but the other 10% is other people shooting at you.
It's a two-way range.
making
Yeah,
it
two-way range, but like you can get it as close as possible. Like, I mean, what's the closest? Isn't the closest thing that I've seen is I think what is it in boot camp? I don't know for the Marines, but I know for
Lions
Army
gear.
where you come out and they're shooting over your head.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah,
That's about the closest I would say that. Of that would be like, would you say
It
that
is
would be
pretty
the
good.
that's as
Yeah.
close as you can get?
it's a good
being safe?
representation of half of what combat
Yeah,
is, right?
so that
it's our half. It's
Yeah.
not the other half. You know what I mean?
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's-
so I don't know. I think that's more of a dig at the marketing strategy for Milsom West, which is fine.
I mean, full transparency. I don't think it's a normie thing, except for the high cap part. I draw the line there. But MSW doesn't allow high caps.
yeah. Mid-caps
I
are-
see again. I don't even think he's. I don't even really think. I think this person. I think my opinion is that he is taking a dig at a community of players who some could say have a little bit of elitism, and he's just trying to knock them down a peg
okay.
because they need
Yeah.
maybe he feels like, or she or whoever it is feels like they need to be brought down a peg because of their elitist attitude. Do I think it's normie to play a quote unquote Milsom with a mid cap? No, I don't
No,
think that at all,
it's
because
kinda
we're playing
standard.
airsoft.
Yeah.
We're playing airsoft and trying to replicate
And you gotta
an
be effective.
experience, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, effective aside, like
Yeah.
it's just two different animals. It's not even skiers and snowboarders. It's skiers and geologists.
Yeah.
Like that's how far apart we are. Like,
Here's a part.
we're all on the same mountain, but we're doing different shit.
Here's the thing that's interesting is like basically there you see a lot of guys get issued those D60s and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like if you could carry 4, 5, 8 D60s with 60 rounds, sure, but you couldn't carry them. Then the pouches would be ridiculous. So it's almost the same argument is actually like having double the mag capacity. People would do that automatically. Like 40 rounders are great, but then there's a problem with having that amount of ammo in real life. But in airsoft, the
but also-
magazine can fit so many BBs. So
Sure.
that's where
It's
it
not
comes
heavier,
in.
it's
Yeah,
not-
that's
not
where it
noticeably
comes into
heavier.
that. But like in combat, if you could get the same form factor as a 30 rounder and still fit in 30 round mags, obviously like there's like that Desert Tech thing that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
53. of course everyone would carry more ammo.
Sure,
Like
yeah.
literally, that is the whole
That's why your
purpose.
starting mag in Tarkov is like the Surefire 60.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I don't think it's normie.
No, I don't think it's normal.
Again,
either.
I
don't
think
either.
I think that one's just more of a dig towards the marketing strategy.
out of all the things that they do like that, I don't know. Like that's not.
Yeah. It came up and I was just like, that's a good talking point. Let's ask.
I mean, look, if they did 30,
I think it would be neat to attend an event
That was real caps only.
that was real caps only, and they had some sort of comprehensive way to ensure that
Gas
rule
guns
was
only.
being followed. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much
yeah, I guess.
Besides
Blowback.
doing issued mags.
Yeah, I mean that's
I'll tell you this with realism. If you actually want realism in the rule set, you're going to have adjudication, which means somebody's going to walk up to you and tell you when you died because that's jump 240 range. And that is not fun.
no, that's not.
That is like,
Wait, say again. Wait.
that's like actual like FTX, like Army FTX rules where you have lane walkers adjudicating, oh, you just got shot. Or they might ask the person that shot at you, hey, did you hit that guy? Yeah, he was in my sights and I aimed a 240 at him and
And you said, die, motherfucker, die.
you said, die, motherfucker, die. And it was
no,
100
they
meters.
say motherfucking 240,
Or they just go, ah!
yeah. So I mean, we
And then it's not fun.
no, we
Yeah.
all have to take a step back and just realize how far removed we are from the real thing, and that we're all just a bunch of nerds running around having a good time. And there's different levels of different. It's not even levels. It's not even levels. Levels is a bad word.
Yeah.
There's different experiences that you can have
Playing airsoft.
playing airsoft. They're all on the same level. They're just different paths, dude. Do I want to camp in the woods for fucking 40 hours
Yeah.
and play
Yeah.
some airsoft? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, go to Milson West. Do I want to not camp at all, spend the night in a hotel, but shoot 10,000 rounds?
Do I want to
Go to AMS.
Yeah, or do I want to go to my local field and actually do tournaments? That's speed.
Yeah,
speed swap. Like
exactly.
Go
Like,
play indoor.
Do I want to drink the iodine water from the blivet and then vomit out of my ass in the woods?
But
at least they put iodine in it. That's,
Yeah, they clean it.
it's good. Yeah, dude. So the
My poop smells like bleach.
my asshole's
Slightly
pink.
red.
Yeah, man. Like I don't see any problem with that.
I
At
don't
least you're not using a life straw.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
also, have a place and get investors. I don't know.
I mean, you could.
Gas gun up.
I mean, to even go further down that rabbit hole, none of these guns have recoil. Why don't they have recoil? You know what I mean? Like you could go into the minutia, all that. It just, again, I think that person's just taking
Yeah,
a dig.
and if it was-
and that's fine. They can do that.
If it was really real, when you get shot, like you're dead.
go home, you go home. You pay $275 for an
Or-
event.
No
and then-
response.
Or you have to sit there dead until somebody moves you because you're dead.
Yeah.
That's real.
And then your
You
body
can't
starts
use
to
your
slowly
arm.
decay.
You
They-
can't use
Yeah,
your
you don't
arm. You're like,
respawn.
They throw
That's
you.
not fun.
You throw you in a
No.
truck. And
Like
you
you
sit
really
in
think if
staging
you
for the
played a
rest of it.
realistic milsim, super
Hey,
real,
Colin
that
would
you're not
be-
going to be the first one to die, and you're going to be there.
Realistic,
You're going to
yeah.
die on Friday, and you're going to sit there until Sunday.
No, you're gonna die of artillery Thursday before the
Yeah.
game even starts.
Hit calling would be a huge issue.
So here's
Well, sure, yeah.
so here's a question: if you had a game where you needed like just mass amounts of people, would it be worth it to just make it like they're issued ammo, they're issued everything, and like their payment is like $5, $10, but the other side is like way more? Like is that
That's
like
called Benghazi. We tried that.
I know that worked, but I'm saying
they have to make you responsible for training a civilian faction of Iraqis that are smoking
God.
opium.
But then what I'm saying is, like, what I'm saying is, when one person dies, like this low-level person, they're just never coming back.
No,
like
they
ever
go
again.
home.
They go home.
They go home.
That's
Right,
it.
so
They spend $275 and get killed Friday night in the first raid.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
that was fine.
Oh man, that'd be so me.
First fucking BB fired. Have a nice weekend. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. That doesn't bother me at all.
Is it normie?
No,
Just say
no,
no.
it's not number. Again, I don't think that's a real normie topic. I think he was just taking a dig at Milson West's approach to their marketing, which is neither here nor there. So,
Yeah.
I have to pee so bad.
So can we wrap this up?
Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this episode of the. Yeah, I'm trying to
Is
get
it,
it.
bro? You just totally messed up.
Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this episode of the Zulu 24 podcast. As always, Bully Grimnir and
Head on over to the website, buy some Zulu 24 merch.
buy some Zulu 24
buy-
merch, buy some Zulu outdoor merch, buy some
Yeah.
Antec doesn't have merch, but
Well, also we are running weekly sales on the Zoo Outdoor website, but you have to follow us on Instagram to get the discount code. So follow us on Instagram.
Yo, bully Dave to make Friday nights like gas
Yeah,
gun night
gas gun only on Friday nights,
or
Bully
any
Dave.
kind of nights.
Yeah.
Just Friday night lights. Just
Drop it in the comments.
Drop it in the comments. Just drop it in the comments.
Friday Night Lights.
Just
If you'd
drop-
like to see Friday Night Lights,
just
comment Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights. Comment Friday Night Lights. I love Friday Night Lights.
Or like the pinned comment that says Friday Night Lights.
yes.
Yeah, I could do that.
Hey, we
Yeah.
can turn this into a short. Hey, go buy our merch. Go to the Zulu24.square.site, buy some merch. Also, I found a little hiccup and I can't seem to resolve it. So when you go and you buy merch, when you look at it, it says out of stock. Everything says out of stock until you put in your size.
Oh.
So everything's there. You got to put in your size. Head on over Zulu24.square.site, pick up your Zulu24 merch. We're always kind of updating it. All the designs on there. There are a lot of cool stuff.
Antec, get in that queue.
You just got to bribe it.
Look, the
gotta
next
bribe
part,
'em.
I want someone to build the most obscenely ridiculous. I want you to make Anthony's like hair fall out compared to what I did. with
Airsoft
Anthem.
AK-50.
I want him to turn an AK into an MP5.
All right. With that, good
Yes,
night.
please.
God bless. We're out.
Thank you.